He made his announcement last night. If you go to Jim Norton's YouTube channel, he's coming out with the Advice Show as a podcast, which looks like it's going to be great. He's got like comedians coming in, and they recorded, but they put out the phone number in advance, so they're taking like live phone calls. And he had like Nick Mullen and all these people on it. T.J. Miller, I think, was one of them. So it's going to be awesome. But before he put out a trailer for it on his Jim Norton YouTube channel and made the announcement that he was dissatisfied with the offer that Sirius XM made him, and it was kind of exactly as he thought it might be. And more power to him, honestly. But he's done here. We're here, but Jim will be doing his other stuff. He'll be on YouTube. He'll be doing his podcast. He'll be doing all that. Like yesterday, if you have any questions or comments or concerns, this is the information that we have. We have what you have. As it turns out, Miguel, I guess, was right. Miguel had the scoop. He did scoop us. I think he also scooped many people in this company who were trying to inform us of what was going on. But that's what we know. What came out on Jim's YouTube channel yesterday. And yeah, I mean, we'll miss him. It sucks that he's not here. But also, he also put out the Sword Fight episode with Bob Kelly. And it was a really good episode. Bob Kelly has his weird, flirtatious energy. Like, remember he used to come in when I was an intern and have odd, flirtatious energy with me? I think early on he might have had some odd Travis flirtatious energy. I don't even know if he's doing it on purpose, but he gave Jim's wife macaroons. But he did it in such a way where it wasn't just polite. It was like there was a little something else there. And I'm like, I don't know why you've always got that vibe, Bob. I don't know why you've always got He's like, oh, they're the softest macaroons. Oh, they're the softest. Have one. Try one. And Jim's like, what are you doing? So it was hilarious. But my point is that he was talking to Bob about kind of where his head was at and his decision-making process. And he was talking about how much he wanted to do something on his own after 20 years of being part of a show, being part of a team, being even here. Like, it was his show, but also still part of a team. And now he's able to completely, without anybody else, without a company telling him what to do his own thing as a podcast, whatever he wants. And he seems pretty psyched about the opportunity to do it. So I hope he is, and I'm excited about listening to it. As a matter of fact, I think, as often as he got happy birthday wishes on the show, we could play a tribute to him with a very special rendition of Happy Birthday for the last time to little Jimmy.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. All right.
Okay, we'll get to that in a minute. There's a lot to say about that. That was President Biden. That was and that was 2 days ago, yesterday, yeah. Mike in Canada. What's up, Mike?
Hello, Sam. How are you, sir?
Good, buddy.
I just want to ask you, in all honesty, if you wish to have a co-host or you just want to run the show yourself.
I mean, at this point, I'm not eager. We'll have people in like always, but I'm not on a co-host search. That's for sure. Unless somebody tells me, Sam, you are not steering this ship on your own. You absolutely have to have a co-host. Those checks aren't going to cash anymore. Then I might make a different decision. But in the meantime, I mean, I don't know. I feel like this is a more natural thing to do. I feel like if I were waking up and listening to Jim and Sam every morning, the last thing that I would want is for somebody new to come in and kind of, I don't know, change everything. I think as much as things are different because Jim is gone, we can at least keep as much familiarity as possible. You know what I mean?
Well, I wish you all the best. I do, honestly, and I love all the guys, and I'm sure you guys will pull it together somehow, and good luck with it.
Yeah, thank you. We're all professionals here, but somehow, we will manage to figure out how to do a radio show. Mike in New York?
Hey, guys. Is there anything that contractually prohibits you from bringing Jimmy back as a guest every now and then?
No. And I wouldn't agree to that anyway. I would, whenever Jim wants to, whenever he's ready, whenever he feels, he may not want to do it right now, not based on us, but based on how things went with Sirius, but whenever he wanted to. And if he wanted to today, I haven't talked to him about that at all. But no, I would have him back on. If he was like, hey, I'd have him back on as a guest every single day starting tomorrow. So, no, there's nothing that would stop him from coming back on as a guest.
Cool.
All right. Thanks, bud. So, this tribute song, Biden, I guess he was one of his last acts. I'm glad he's going out gracefully because that's what they said, right? They said, here's the thing. If Kamala runs, whether she wins or loses, President Biden will be able to exit office gracefully, and not have this whole thing around, not have everybody micro-analyzing every single move that he makes. Well, I guess he was doing this ceremony for Social Security yesterday, and this young man named Eliseo was his name?
Eliseo? Sure.
Eliseo?
Jimenez?
Eliseo. So Eliseo was there. And I read in the transcript, I haven't seen the clip because the only clips that we can find are the good part, which is totally understandable. But I guess Eliseo's there. I don't know what this is. I don't know anything about this Social Security.
He walked to raise awareness for Social Security, which is
a
weird thing for a teenager to do for something you're never going to get.
Yeah, he ain't getting it.
No.
You can walk.
Walk all you want.
Yeah, how far did he walk?
That money's going to be gone by the time you get it.
Oh, I don't think it's going to be there for me, let alone Eliseo. That's a hoop dream.
Where's Lubbock? Is that Texas?
Lubbock is in Texas.
He walked from Lubbock to Washington, D.C. to raise awareness about... Yeah,
no breaks?
I feel like I've done it when I walk to the subway.
Yeah, that's what I was doing. Yeah,
all right, that was a good walk.
From Grand Central to here, I was like, man, I've literally, my trainer at the gym has been like, have you gotten out there? Have you moved around since our last session? I was like, no, I did like 15 minutes of walking today. She was like, oh yeah, from the train station to work. She's like, no, that's not what I was talking about. Yeah, okay.
Maybe you should walk from Lubbock to Washington to raise awareness.
I don't want to drive from Lubbock to Washington. That's a long walk. Why? And raising awareness for Social Security, why is this the first I'm hearing about this walk? I didn't know anything about Eliseo walking from Lubbock to D.C. Plus, he's 17. Why isn't he in school? When did this? Oh, in July.
Yeah.
Okay, so over the summer, what'd you do on your summer vacation? I walked to D.C. They're like, we're in Lubbock. He's like, no, I know that, but I walked to D.C. because I wanted people to know about, it's the Social Security Fairness Act, which boosts benefits for more than 2 million retired public workers. Okay.
Which is a great thing.
It's a great thing. Takes care of government employees. And so it's not...
I don't know if I'm walking 1,600 miles to make sure other people know about it.
I'm not walking 16 miles. That's a crazy, crazy length. So it's not that he's trying to keep Social Security for himself. He's trying to make sure that the 2 million retired public workers get all the benefits that they're entitled to and then some, which is a wonderful cause. This Eliseo sounds like a wonderful young man.
Doesn't sound like he has many friends.
Well, apparently his name is very, very difficult to remember, so that might be part of it. Yeah, okay. So this signing, the signing ceremony was on Sunday, which, to be fair, we should be letting President Biden rest on his Sundays. There's no way he's in the type of shape to be putting in a 7-day week. No. That's not fair to the president. But the president called Eliseo on stage, and he highlighted the walk. He said this was his joke. He said Eliseo is just around the corner from receiving Social Security benefits. This guy walked 1,600 miles from Texas to Washington, D.C. to support this bill, and he did it for his grandmother. Oh, that's beautiful. A retired teacher who struggled to survive without her Social Security benefits that she earned, and he thought it wasn't right. That is such an amazing thing. This Eliseo,
that's a good thing.
I have nothing bad to say about this young man, except The reason he said Elysia is just around the corner is because he found out that his birthday was the next day. And I bring up this quote to say that immediately before President Biden sang this birthday song, he knew this young man was named Elysia.
He said the name.
He said his name. He said, "This is Elysia. Elysia is just around the corner from receiving Social Security benefits. Now, who wants to sing Happy Birthday?" And this is what happened.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. All right.
Poor kid. He's got to giggle through it because he's like,
Now that I know his name, by the way,
Yeah.
you can hear
he forgot it.
Biden go,
He lost confidence. He goes, I know it's it can't be. What is it? He totally lost confidence. And maybe his train of thought. Look, it's tough having a microphone in front of your face singing Happy Birthday. Happy Birthday is one of those songs that you really want to blend into the group because you're never sure what note to hit on that second Happy Birthday. Like the first part, Happy Birthday, that's easy. But then it goes up, Happy Birthday to you, Happy Birthday, it goes up.
Happy birthday.
Right,
Yeah.
right. And so you want to blend in with the group.
They don't want to stand out.
Because it's very risky because either you're not going to hit the note at all or you're going to oversing. And then you come across like one of those contestants on American Idol that used to try to upstage the singers that would come on to sing with them. They bring in the legends, like they bring in Diana Ross to sing with like Kelly Clarkson or whatever. And Kelly Clarkson would upstage her and you'd be watching going, this is not the assignment. This is not right. So you don't want to overdo it with the Happy Birthday. But I mean, Joe didn't even change the note. Did you hear that second Happy Birthday?
It was terrible. And he falls out of time with the rest of the crowd.
Yes, he does. Yes, he does.
So
And
shit.
that's well, he did, and that's unforgivable. You can't. It's one thing not to hit the note, but to completely fall out of time with the rest of the crowd, and then maybe he got in his head. I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt. Maybe he got in his head. He said, "Oh no, I've got a microphone in front of my face. I've fallen out of touch with the crowd." And while he was thinking that, he's like, "Fuck, I forgot this kid's name. It was Ella." Well, I can't say the wrong name. Let me try to mumble through this. Oh, shit. The whole problem was there was a microphone there. And poor Alyssio's like, she walked 1,600 miles.
For this.
You can't remember my name for 30 seconds? You just said it. You just said it.
I don't think Biden remembers where he is or what he's doing.
Yeah, I think that my analysis probably afforded him a little bit too much cognition. I don't know if all that was going on or he just arrived at the name and realized, I don't know who this person is standing next to me. The hell is this guy? Can we hear that again? I want to know because but a lot of people are coming to his defense on this, going like,
Are they?
Are they?
I thought I thought that was a proclamation by you. Like a lot of people are defending him.
I realized I couldn't back up that statement. I was just decided to throw.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
He's not even
Happy
close.
birthday to you. All right.
And he stops early. All right, we did it. Like, why'd you start? All right, we did it.
Time
It's
to go
fine.
home.
Like, oh, buddy. I mean, he's probably in a position right now, though, going like, why would we wait till the 20th? Like, why wouldn't it just run out at the beginning of the year? Why do I have to sit here for another 3 weeks and do stuff like this? It's not fair for him.
No.
It's really not fair to be put in a position where people are going to laugh at you when it's the 7th of January. Like, you've got 2 weeks before you're out of office and it's still like, oh, we got one more in for you. That's not right. That's not nice. It's not kind.
He's got to be so happy this is just over.
Oh, yeah. He's probably looking at the way Jimmy Carter's being covered right now with like such, like everybody's bringing up the fact that like this was a great, decent man, this Jimmy Carter. And he's probably thinking like, okay, I'm not that far off, all due respect. Hopefully this is what they'll say about me. They won't be worrying about Elysia and his damn birthday. Because I hate the way they're covering this right now. And then, of course, anytime this comes up, I go like, it wasn't that long ago. Remember the LL Cool J thing?
Oh, yeah.
It wasn't. It's right there. I mean, this is when he was honoring the hip hop legends, the legends of hip hop.
And two of the great artists of our time representing the groundbreaking legacy of hip hop in America, LLJ Cool J.
Everyone laughs. He's not in on the joke. He could have rolled with it, going like, haha. Like they were You know why they laughed? They were hoping he was just playing corny white guy. Like, oh, he did the name wrong on purpose. He's just playing corny white guy, and because there's no way that he would screw it up that bad. But listen to the sound that he makes after he says LLJ Cool J. Like he's unfortunately lost.
And two of the great artists of our time representing the groundbreaking legacy of hip-hop in America, LLJ Cool J. By the way, that boy's man's got...
And then, he's conscious enough to know he blew that one. He's conscious enough to know immediately, fuck, I didn't say that, did I?
He comes from another time.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, he comes from the time...
That boy.
I mean, he shouldn't have said boy. And he knew it.
Oh, yeah.
He knew it immediately. That boy, the man. He's a man, by the way. A big, strong, good man. Righteous man.
Successful.
Respected man who is due for quite a bit of respect. Quite frankly, more of a man than me. A man, by the way. He knew enough. His senses kicked right back in when he said that. I mean, this Twitter world will really scare the senility out of you. But
sorry.
No. I was just gonna say it is one of those things where, it's like
What's your name?
he's old enough to say, "Wow, sorry, I got LL's name wrong, but I don't know any of these new artists." And it's like, no, dude, LL's been around for like 35 years.
Yeah,
it's not a new artist. I'm sorry.
He had to come back 20 years ago.
But you weren't supposed to call it that.
No.
He's been here for years.
And two of the great artists of our time representing the groundbreaking legacy of hip-hop in America, LLJ Cool J. By the way, that boy's man's got biceps bigger than my thighs. I think he's been... And MC Light, both of you, thank you.
What?
I think
that boy's got some man.
I think he was trying to recover from screwing up his name by complimenting his biceps. But then, you know what it probably was? He was thinking of biceps. He had in his head.
I don't think that's what it was at all.
What do you think it was?
I think that was just how he refers to some people.
Because he's from a different time?
And yeah. Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah.
This Joe Biden. And what's, and then there was, of course, and we'll probably have to go through all this again in a couple of weeks when we officially say goodbye to President Biden.
Then we can call him other names.
Well, because we'll have permission?
Yeah.
Because it'll be a different era? Yeah, this was, unfortunately, not that long ago. This is only, a year and a half ago. Or 2 years ago. He shouted out a woman who had unfortunately passed away. This Joe Biden.
So many of you know so much about this as well, and you're committed. And I want to thank all of you here for including bipartisan elected officials like Representative Governor, Senator Braun, Senator Booker, Representative Jackie. Are you here? Where's Jackie? Oh. I didn't think she was going to be here.
She wasn't going to be here. You think he remembered she was dead real quick?
That she died a month earlier.
At the very end, he was like, "Is Jackie here?" Ooh.
No.
Obviously she's not here. Like, there's no getting out of that one.
I meant in spirit.
Yeah. Yeah, and you've got to illustrate these things so that people know this is not always political. Like, there was a time when we could just point out. I mean,
that's all we did.
Like, his whole thing was, let's laugh at how he screws everything up. Well, that was pre-September of 2001. Then there were other things to comment on. But That was his whole thing. I mean, Dukakis, he's vice president, but it was just he can't spell potato. Like, we should be able, without politicizing anything, to point out that our president in office right now, sometimes, unfortunately, he's not the public speaker that he once was. I mean, but he never made, even when he was sharp, because I would say as vice president, he was fairly sharp, right? As a speaker,
Yeah,
yeah. I mean, he was sharp, but sharp, like he was a charming guy as a vice president. Yeah, but even then, remember when he told Obama it's a big fucking deal into the microphone? Like, he's always kind of been a fly by the seat of your pants kind of fella. Make it up as he goes, No, I'll feel it out when I get there. And those instincts, I guess, can't be quite as trusted anymore. Let's go to Jimmy in Staten Island. What's up, Jimmy?
Good morning, Sam. Don from Mar-a-Lago. How are you?
Oh, hello, Don.
Good.
Don from Mar-a-Lago. Yes.
A lot of people don't know this, Sam.
Right. Okay.
But I'm very force sensitive. Very force sensitive. When I was shot at, I used the force to move the bullet. I had the highest level of midichlorians.
Oh, the force.
Highest level of midichlorians ever documented. More than Anakin fashioned my lightsaber from the rarest, most magnificent kind of crystal. It was magnificent.
You know what? Thank you. I appreciate that. Jimmy from Staten Island called yesterday. He was auditioning for the chair.
That's right.
I think he's still auditioning.
I think he really wants to be a character on the new show.
I think he does too. And I don't know if Star Wars Trump is going to do it. I don't know for sure if
that wasn't the president.
If that's going to... I'm not 100%.
Did we get Mike Lindell?
Yeah, just decipher who we're actually talking to here. Dave in Buffalo. What's up, Dave?
Sammy and the boys.
What's going on?
So, Jimmy or no Jimmy, a certain person in that studio made a set of predictions. I think he went by Monster Dumbass.
Yeah.
Some of those predictions are starting to come to truth, and I don't know if you guys want to talk about it.
I would...
I know what he's talking about.
Yeah, the quademic, and the mask mandates are starting to come back in the hospitals. So,
first of all, show me evidence of CDC is monitoring. We're not Quanstra Dumbass predicting. Could you go back to the wording of that prediction?
I mean, you can vary in wording.
A new disease or alien invasion. Okay. That would say that the disease would have the impact somewhere similar to an alien invasion, the way the pandemic...
No, come on.
A culture-shifting moment.
There's like 3 or 4 pandemics popping up right now.
There you go. This could be number one.
No, but my point is that when articles were coming out, mad cow disease is going crazy. Oh, the bird flu is going crazy.
I remember those early days of COVID where I was reading articles where it's just like 30 people are really sick in China from this weird thing.
My point is...
Troy, you're on the mark with this one.
Okay.
No,
he is a mark with this one. No.
I'll never get the credit I deserve.
You don't deserve any credit.
You're like the Andy Kaufman of this show.
Thank you, Kevin.
We'll appreciate him when he's gone.
Ahead of his time.
Wouldn't it be great if Troy was this genius performance artist that's been playing this asinine character the entire time?
There's definitely 3 or 4 pandemics brewing.
No, but brewing is not... You didn't say brewing. There's always a pandemic brewing. You know why there's always a pandemic brewing? Because people are still so afraid of COVID because of what happened, that anytime there's even an inkling of they said we were going to get monkeypox. We didn't get monkeypox.
Yeah, they were around.
Well, yeah, but you had to do certain things to get them.
Bird flu's coming around.
Bird flu is not coming around.
Norovirus.
We're not who saw it?
Bird flu.
Bird flu is... I said who saw it? You said bird flu.
I saw it in the news.
The Post?
Or the Daily Mail. I don't know.
Okay, all right. It's the same paper. You read Post articles, and it just said, the first sentence is, as reported in the Daily Mail. It's the same thing.
Yeah, but this isn't, false.
Right.
The CDC is monitoring.
It's monitoring. This is fear-mongering.
They started monitoring COVID.
Yeah, exactly.
They monitor all kinds of stuff.
And look what happened with COVID.
You cannot, and I will not...
This is part 1 of the plan.
Give you...
I'm so happy Travis's eyes are.
Are you talking about a plan? Okay. You're not getting credit until it actually unfolds. You can't go like.
Well, yeah, of course. I'm not saying like, hey, look, Troy was right. There's one pandemic, cross it off the list. I'm saying like, I can draw similarities between the very, very, very early days of COVID.
But could you also draw similarities between a lot of other?
I can also draw similarities between like, hey, this might happen and then it doesn't, which is 99% of the time.
That's right. Okay. But the 1%.
And I mean, when you read about this HMPV or whatever, it's just like, it's a cold.
It's a cold.
Yeah.
But
the pandemics are here. I mean, here we go.
He said the pandemics are here.
Here we go. We're in
okay,
it.
I don't think we are.
COVID was just a cold.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's what I thought you were going to
Look what they did.
No,
It was a cold with better PR.
You're talking about the elites.
I'm talking about the media and the government media complex.
Oh, yeah. Look at that. Look at that. No, I don't think it's time for Contra Dumbass to get any pats on the back yet. When it is time,
I hope I get a pat on the back when it's time.
I don't think you'll need one because I think you'll be wrong.
And the alien invasion, I'm still standing by that. Can we bump that up? Can we say that?
Hey, these are your predictions. Where
wait. You want to bump it up?
What?
Well, I said because I thought it was 24, but it might be.
Oh,
this
wait,
year.
yeah.
Oh wait, yeah, you can't bump it up because they've already passed. You got to exit all out.
Oh,
That's
Okay, so sometime, and you were close. The drones were here. You were very close.
we're going to get an alien invasion soon. I'm telling you.
Which, by the way, how great is it that
You're running out of things.
the drones are just gone, and they're like, "Hey, whatever happened with those drones?" And they're like, "No, I
we
don't
don't
know.
know.
what drones?
Don't even worry about it. Yeah, we're done talking about
That was
that.
China or something else. We don't know.
We don't know. But anyway, you might as well stop asking.
Move on.
But okay, we are officially Xing off on the Contra Dumbass list sometime
Yeah,
in 2024. A new disease or alien invasion
Didn't happen.
That's another wrong one.
We
so
really came close, though. We dipped our toes in the water.
Unless we can retroactively give you that one if we find out later
Thank you.
that the drones were aliens.
Or that the new diseases had started in 24. Because if you remember, COVID-19 started in 2019.
Yeah, but that was the 19th one.
That's true.
that was,
That's
yeah.
a good point.
Yeah, Uncle Ted told us. Okay, and then of course, so there's not many left. We may need to get some new predictions now
I mean,
that
there's two.
and they don't expire until 2030.
Yeah.
And I got to be honest with you, I don't see either of them happening.
Well, the final predictions are, first of all, early 2030. So we have until about 2034 for this one. Is R. Kelly will have a comeback. So we can't say for sure until 2034, to be fair.
Right.
You're saying by 2030, which gives us this year, 2026, 7, 8, 9. We got 5 years. 3 to 4 pandemics that are really bad / turbo cancers.
It can happen.
I know, but we're running out of years as this goes, and so it becomes like,
It doesn't take that long.
I know, but we're almost at the point where it would have to be a pandemic or turbo cancer every year for the remainder of the decade.
All right. Some teams go on dynasty runs.
No, you're right. I mean, you're talking about the Patriots, you're talking about the Bulls,
Yeah.
you're talking about the Yankees.
Yeah. Doesn't happen often, but it happens.
I mean, Troy, do you think that there is a possibility that we're going to hit a pandemic or turbo cancer every single year?
I mean, with Trump in office, who knows?
Who know? All right. Who knows? Who's to say?
Who's to say? It's going to be a wild ride.
And then the final prediction is, of course, quote, and this is why we read the prophecy on the ancient scripture of Contra Dumbass, quote, I mean, something has to happen at some point.
Exactly. I stand by that 1,000%.
No, I think you're right. I think you're 100% right. Matt in New York.
Hey guys, how's it going?
Good.
So I had a question. Sorry, I'm at work. I'm trying to get out of my office.
That's all right.
So you all put all this work in 2024 to do the tournament of things Jimmy hates, and then all this work to write down what he hates for this coming year. Think you guys will bring him back for in March for a tournament to redo it all again?
It would be great if by March we can convince Jimmy to come in as a guest, and he doesn't realize that he's really coming in as a guest, so that in one shot we can do the entire tournament. I would absolutely do that, man. I think that's a brilliant idea.
Awesome. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, bud. Ben in Boston. What's up, Ben?
Hey.
Hey, man.
Hey, Sam. When did you find out that Jim wasn't going to be on the show anymore?
Well,
did Jim tell you? Did Sirius tell you?
Technically, final. This is a phrase that's been passed around a lot. Final. This has been asked. Final question mark. Not ready to say final. Not ready to say final. That is a phrase that has been thrown around quite a bit. So, final. I found out when you found out. But, you know, we knew what direction it was headed, and Jim made no secret about what direction it was headed in. Does that answer your question?
All right. Yes, it does.
Okay,
Thank you,
man. Ryan in Washington. What's up, Ryan?
Hello, can y'all hear me?
Yes.
Hello?
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah, sorry about that.
No, it's all
Yeah,
good.
yesterday I was listening to Kevin Brannon, and he was saying that he was listening to y'all and that Danny Falcone should be back on the show as your co-host to save y'all.
That could be huge. That could be huge for us. I don't know if we have that kind of money to bring in a star like that, but that could be really, really big.
Yeah, buddy.
Thank you, Ryan. Oh, so I will say we were talking about it yesterday. I do think the train is more crowded. I feel like.
Oh, do you?
I think so. Where I'm at,
I didn't notice it this morning.
I'm worried about it. I don't want. I mean, I guess I'm buckling, but I don't want anybody else to buckle. I want this to not. It's hard to know, right?
Did you have to sit next to someone?
Yeah. Yeah, and I try to do the fold down chairs that are not that comfortable because it's kind of an unspoken thing that the fold down chairs are one person per.
Yeah.
Which is why I always go for them first. And some jerk off sat next to me in the fold down, and I'm like, I mean, that's psychotic. What are you doing?
I don't understand the impulse to sit directly next to a stranger on public transportation.
I mean, sometimes when it's a commuter train and it's absolutely packed.
Well, then you have to. Then it's a logistic reality that someone is going to have to go thigh to thigh here.
But there's also an unspoken thing where when you have a situation where you're on a train and the benches face each other, that if it's technically a 4-person thing, you don't do more than 2 because then you go
interlock.
Legs, and that's fucking crazy. Like you might as well be on a third date by that point. Like that's you can't do that. So
you're able-bodied. Just stand the fuck up.
That's right. And so I get on and like I go on the inside. Somebody else. It's 2 fold-down seats that face each other. So I go on the inside and the other person goes on the other bench. On the outside, I go, this is how it's supposed to be. And then this old man gets on the train and he's standing up next to the outside of the bench that I'm on. And I'm like, this is highly irregular. And he's taking off his coat and putting it on the upper thing. And I go, is he just going to stand next to the bench? Because otherwise I don't understand why he's here. And then he sits down. I mean, he does it knees out facing the walkway, but even that's like the conductor has to go through to, or not the conductor, the worker has to go through to check tickets and stuff. It was highly irregular, but that's to say it felt like more, but I don't know. It's 2 days, right? And it's bad weather. It's icy.
Were there plentiful seats when he did this? Or?
No, it was packed. It was packed and there were other people standing. So it was either stand or sit in this highly irregular situation. And I would have chose stand. I'll say that. I would have easily chose stand.
Yeah, it's an old man though.
It's an old man. Maybe he's got weak knees and it's cold. The joints don't last as well. Luckily the MTA did put out a statement that there is no crime on the subway. Mm-hmm. So
it's all in your head.
Yeah. So Troy, I'd like to actually chastise you. You were a fountain of misinformation yesterday. The MTA, way they said it, there is no subway crime. So I wish you hadn't said all that shit yesterday.
I think
you really painted a false picture.
I think that's just the thing you do now.
Just go no.
Whatever's happening, like remember the drones?
Mm-hmm.
They're like, oh, we're seeing drones in the sky. They're like, no, you're not. Those are helicopters and planes.
Yeah. Well, some of them are drones.
No.
None of them.
They're all helicopters and planes.
This one's close, and it's the size of an SUV. Incorrect.
You're wrong.
You're wrong.
So it's like, there's violence on the subway. It's crazy.
There's not.
No,
there
they're
isn't.
not. You're
No.
crazy for thinking that.
Yeah.
That's just what they're doing now.
That's in your head.
It's all in your head.
Yeah, they gaslight. They do like to gaslight. Although, I love analyzing sides on this. This is why it becomes an issue outside of New York. Like, who cares about paying tolls if you don't live here? But I love figuring out how people are because people are really dug in. There are a lot of as we were listening to yesterday, the neighborhood people in New York that are dug in on the fact that it's a good thing. It's this, it's that. And I could care less, honestly, about local politicians. I mean, maybe if we're talking Westchester, I'll see what the hot goss is. If there's some local political goss in the Westchester, maybe I'll take a look. But generally speaking, lower level local politicians are not interesting. However, I'm listening to the 1010 Wins this morning, as a matter of fact, and they talk about this councilwoman. And I go, she's a councilwoman in Queens. I go, I don't even know what council you speak of. I don't know what a councilwoman is. But she's great. Her name is Vicky Palladino. And she's been very much against the congestion pricing that they're doing in New York, where they're adding the tolls on like 61st Street or 65th Street and all that. And this is what she tweeted out. As the people that we listened to yesterday, the Riders Alliance, were holding up their signs and going like, oh, this is going to be great. The air's going to be clean. All the cameras. Let's make sure everybody can see everything. And the MTA is going like, good news, everybody. No crime on the subways. Go ahead, everybody pack in. Nobody will be on fire whatsoever. Zero instances of that. Councilwoman Vicky Palladino sends out a tweet that says, important warning, a high-powered green laser pointer, like the ones you find on eBay for under $30, can destroy a camera sensor. So if you buy one of these lasers, be sure to not point them at any cameras because they could be permanently damaged.
All right, good to know.
So coincidentally, she's anti-congestion pricing, but she is making sure, once the vote is voted, we all have to do our part. So
Laws are laws.
Right. And she's making sure that everybody knows the last thing you'd want to do is accidentally damage a camera.
She's a good councilwoman.
And then somebody replies, could they take care of congestion pricing sensors? And she just responds with a confused emoji face, which is very, very similar to Elon's quote tweet and the word interesting above it. And then, of course, a lot of people pointing out this is a very, very odd thing, an unexpected thing for somebody who is in government to be tweeting out, hey, just so you know, you don't want to do this. It could be really, really bad and helpful to everything that you want to happen. Oh, it's really, stuff like this brings out the maniac in everybody. And I kind of love it.
There was a video I saw where some guy figured out that if you drive into a parking lot area.
Oh, I saw it.
There's a drive-through, and you can totally skip the sensors.
You know who sent that to me?
Who's that?
Club Soda Kenny.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yes, late last night, Club Soda Kenny sent me that. If you have that video, Travis, I know it just kind of spur of the moment. But yes, there was a very helpful video that the guy narrating it said that you should get this now before the government deletes it. Which
That's great.
Yeah, it's great. But he was showing, and I mean, it's not helpful to the parking lot at all. Because there's a pass-through in the parking lot.
Yep.
Which means if it actually works and people actually do this, the through traffic on that parking lot is going to be absurd.
Bumper to bumper.
I mean, it's going to be terrible.
I love that people are trying to find workarounds.
100%. They're like, no way. We're not doing this, and we're not doing the thing that you want us to do. Because they're saying we want you to do it this way to avoid it. Do you have it, Travis? You want me to? I'll play it. I'm just going to play it from here.
Yo, Mo, I'm not even gonna hold you. These niggas is bugging with these congestion tolls. Get the fuck out of here. I'm gonna show y'all niggas how to do this shit, you heard? See this bum ass toll right here? You gonna make a left before you get under that shit, you heard? You gonna go all the way down, no diddy. It's gonna be a parking lot right here, where you gonna make a right in the parking lot. Feel me? Let me show you right here. Boom. Boom. Right in the parking lot right here. You gonna go through the parking lot. It's another opening on the other side. You heard?
And he's doing it.
Make sure y'all niggas get this shit before they delete this video, cause you know they be dick sucking on this shit. You heard?
They do. They do. That's true.
But you gonna go all the way up right here. Boom.
He's actually doing it.
And you gonna make another right. And that's how you avoid the tolls. I'm gonna get the other shits too. You better get this shit now before they delete this shit, cause you know the government be on bullshit. That's
That
how
is
you
true.
fucking
They
do
do
this
be
shit.
on
You heard? We ain't paying nothing.
We ain't paying nothing. I love that philosophy.
brilliant.
I love that philosophy. We ain't paying nothing. No, $0 is what I'm willing to pay.
Because there's a lot of parking garages like that. There's one on 50th where you can get out on either 50th or 51st. You know,
Right, of course, it's the pass-through. Like, yeah, all these,
This one just happens to be on the exact road you need it to be on.
I wonder if they saw that when they were planning this thing, and one guy was like, who would ever think to do that? And instantly, on day one, this dude, who's aware that the government is always on their bullshit. And they are.
They are.
Yeah. They dick sucking.
Yeah,
They
are.
do. Yes, they do be doing that.
He brought up some excellent points.
Yes, he did. And I also love that, like, he didn't just say this is something you could do. He demonstrated it.
Yep.
So that means there is, and this thing is obviously, if we all got sent it, it's going viral.
Oh, yeah.
Which means that even as a gag, many people will be trying this morning.
I hope so.
I do too. Poor parking lot.
Yeah.
I feel bad for the parking lot, but
Oh, you know somebody's visited that parking lot already.
I believe many people have. Yeah.
Hey, maybe we could put a car here so people can't drive through.
They might do that. Because sometimes these parking lots be on they bullshit too.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And that's something you got to deal with. Did he accuse the government of dick sucking?
Yep.
Okay.
I mean, is he wrong?
It's a hard argument to win. If they're wrong, That's, I can think of instances when they have been doing just that. Yeah, right through the parking lot.
There. Good for this guy.
Oh, but there's got to be these parking lot attendants going, no. Sir. Driving right away. Yeah, I think they're going to have to close one of the sides. Mm-hmm. They're going to have to close one of the doors of this parking lot so that it stops them.
They'll probably close the exit door,
I would imagine,
and then just open it when somebody's actually leaving the parking lot.
Oh, that's going to be such a pain in the ass, though.
Yeah.
And is it just an exit door, or it looked big? It looked like a 2-lane.
Yeah, maybe that was an entrance as well.
Spot. Yeah, it looked like that's where they were trying to get traffic from, which is going to suck for them because that's a lot of business. I'm sure coming in from both sides.
Yeah.
From both blocks, both streets. But I mean, otherwise, you're just going to have people passing through nonstop. So funny.
Yeah, that does look like.
Yeah, it's a 2-lane thing. So you could maybe
tight. I don't know.
Well, it's one lane to get in and out, but
they usually let
wide
you
enough
come
for
in.
you.
And, yeah. Oh, that's beautiful.
Let me look. I'll see what I can find.
That's now it will be also. Hard Rock Johnny just tweeted, please send that workaround video out. He wants everybody. It's also it's also going to be funny though to me, the people that go into that parking lot thinking they can pass through. The door's already shut on the other side and the parking lot goes like, no buddy, you're parked. Like you can't you can't just back out. And you at least have to pay the 30-minute minimum before you have to leave, because now you're double tolling. What are you checking for?
Yeah, no, this isn't going to work.
You don't think so?
Inside Edition just did a piece about it.
What? Is that Deborah Norville on the case again? Oh no, it's not Deborah Norville. How'd she get it so quick?
No, this is Allison Hall. She's on the motherfucker.
Man, these Inside Edition people never cease to amaze me. This is the same program.
It was literally posted this morning.
Oh my God, they just did it. They were like, get your ass down there. This is the same program, I believe, that was able to find that pastor who had bought.
Yep.
Whose jet was it? Was it
I don't remember.
Medea's jet?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Tyler Perry.
Tyler
Yeah.
Perry's jet, and they caught him right in the airplane hangar.
Yeah, but he needed that jet.
Well, of course, he's got to spread the gospel. I mean, it just wouldn't make sense otherwise. Okay, so Inside Edition has already unpacked this?
Yeah, and I'm getting word that that technically you exit the wrong way. That's only supposed to be an entrance. And that the owner said he's going to put one-way spikes facing that direction.
Come on, dude.
It's fucking narc.
What a narc. What are you doing? Are you also, what are you, a Riders Alliance guy?
Maybe.
Come on, bro. You don't think that people would park in your lot out of goodwill knowing that you're the guy? Like, no, dude.
Like, you'd be the man.
That guy is the homie.
Yeah. Hey, if I ever need a parking lot, I'm
anywhere
coming to
near
you.
Anywhere within like a 8-block radius, I'm parking in that parking lot.
He could put in his own toll for $2, undercut the congestion pricing to a degree that doesn't really hurt anybody.
No, plus you would do it out of spite.
Yeah.
Nice $2 toll. He's got a tackle box. He's like, we're undercutters.
$7 discount.
Yeah.
That's the move.
But Inside Edition has covered this.
Inside Edition's on it.
Let's hear what Inside Edition
see what Allison
has.
Hall figured
I
out?
want to hear what this Allison Hall. Okay. She's really impressive.
It's the day commuters driving into Manhattan have long dreaded. Congestion pricing is here. And now some motorists are coming up with clever ways to avoid those toll cameras planted strategically around the city. Some commuters are so desperate they're going to extraordinary lengths to avoid that $9 toll. Like here at this garage on 61st Street, the sign says do not enter on 61st Street, but for drivers who ignore that sign, they go in this way, and when they come out the other side, they've avoided the toll altogether. Look, they even put up a barricade to stop.
What's her name?
Allison Hall.
Allison. You don't need to talk like that.
Yeah, relax.
You don't need to be syllabic like that.
Yeah. What is that about?
I don't know. We're not clearly.
It's such an old, ingrained broadcasting thing.
Like we're doing parking lot scams on Inside Edition. Like we're not auditioning here. We can just speak in our normal voice, and I think, if anything, there'd be a charm to it.
I mean, I get you have to pronounce the words so people understand them. You can't be.
I don't think that's true either. Think about our buddy in Memphis who can't pronounce any words.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true.
You know? What's his name? Phil Selman. Phil Selman.
Phil Williams.
Phil Williams. He doesn't pronounce any words correctly.
No, he sucks at pronouncing.
Yeah, but he's great at investigating.
He's winning Peabodys.
He gets to the bottom of everything.
Yep.
All right, let's
Look, they even put up a barricade to stop the maneuver.
That's a gate.
People don't like to pay.
No, not him again.
Oh, I hate this guy.
Oh, standing out there in the snow. What does he have? A sign that says, does anybody want to talk to me? What's his name again?
Harvey Kuntzman or something?
No, it's not Harvey.
Gersh.
Kuntzman. Harvey. Gersh. No, Gersh. Gersh is out on the street just waiting for anybody that wants to talk about congestion pricing. Boy, is Gersh having a moment.
His parents really fucked him.
Yeah.
You've already got the worst last name.
Yes.
But
and they're like, how do we make this worse?
Do you ever meet an adult that you go, you know what? His parents did a bad job of raising him.
Yeah. I think his parents are probably assholes too.
They're terrible people.
That type of personality is taught.
It is. I can tell you now, my children are just children. They would never do this as adults.
Hell no.
And if
but
they
you would
did,
also never name them Gersh.
I would not name them Gersh.
Irma Gersh.
Irma Gersh bumps.
Oh, this ruins my day.
Could seeing Gersh again?
Yeah, I
thought
think I'd have to look at
honestly,
him again.
I thought we would never see him again for the rest of my life. When would we ever? Well, this is 2 days max. When are we ever going to talk about the Riders Alliance or any of this bullshit again? Nobody cares.
Altogether. Look, they even put up a barricade to stop the maneuver.
People don't like to pay for something they've never paid for before.
Streets Blog NYC editor Gersh Kuntzman.
Oh, he's the editor. Oh, I didn't realize he's the editor. Oh, okay.
Streets Blog. Who the hell's blogging?
It's come on.
Talking about traffic.
Right.
You have nothing better to do with your day?
Can you imagine meeting somebody in 2025 of all years? And they go like this, what do you do? Well, I'm a blogger. What?
What?
What
do you blog?
Yeah, yeah, exactly. I'm on Tumblr. No, I blog and I use my photo bucket account. What are you talking about? What are you doing? Blog?
Yes, gersh.angelfire.com.
Yeah. Well, I found they have all these like GIFs. It looks like it's raining images from the top of my website. Like, having a blog, and that's what you do, is about as relevant as like being like, no, I design websites that look like Breaking Bad's son. Of course he's a blogger, but of course Gersh is a blogger.
And of course, he's just hanging out in the snow, hoping somebody interviews him today.
He doesn't even have a Substack.
No.
I mean, why wouldn't you get a Substack?
You're a journalist. You got a Substack.
You got a Substack. You get your idiot Riders Alliance people to subscribe to it. No. He's like, do you guys follow my blog? I have a live journal. I don't know if you guys keep up with my live journal.
It's creedthoughts.
Yeah. No, what's really fun is you can add HTML coding for fun customizations. Cool, Gersh. Nice blog. That sounds like an insult. Nice blog, Gersh.
Hey, Gersh.
Hey, Gersh. Great blog.
New Yorkers are exceptionally brazen. As drivers, they feel very entitled. There is a cost to your driving.
Gersh. The last thing you'd want to do is feel entitled, right? Gersh. Oh, no. People who feel entitled are the worst. Huh? Gersh.
There is a cost to your driving, and this is kind of stealing back a tiny bit of that cost.
I spoke to New York Governor Kathy Hochul.
What?
What do you make of the people who are skirting congestion pricing, finding creative ways to avoid it?
They ought to be careful. There are penalties, there are fines, and ultimately, it can result in loss of a license.
Can you imagine losing your license? It's a $7 fine. No, okay, I'll risk it.
Also, what people driving through that parking garage, you can't lose your license for that.
No, you would never. Get out of here! You're gonna lose your license! Get out of here! No, I'm not losing my license over this. I'll be fine.
Bunch of narcs.
Yeah. Be careful. There can be fines. There already is a fine. It's $9 a day.
Inside Edition. Keep it to yourself. Jeez.
Yeah, way to blow it for everybody.
Right.
You think Inside Edition blew it?
Well, they didn't help the situation, I'll tell you that much.
Yeah.
I bet Gersh is at that parking lot this morning.
Yeah, with a sign.
Can't go through that way.
Only for parking. This is one way. The rules of the road apply to parking lot entrances too. You're entitled.
Yeah,
you're entitled. You owe me money for polluting my air, my pristine New York air. Get on the nonviolent subway. We call it the peace train.
Out of morbid curiosity, I would love to be like amongst a meeting of these assholes.
I mean,
the Riders Alliance.
Yeah, like just a fly on the wall to overhear the self-satisfied conversations.
Mike, I don't want you writing checks that your ass can't cash, because if we can find out when the Riders Alliance is meeting, it may be something that Lazy Eyewitness News should cover.
Well, do you think I should cover it, or should it be like an undercover type thing?
I think undercover.
Yeah.
I think undercover. I think it should be like a John Stossel 2020 report.
Go in Wired.
Go in Wired. I think also we should have some video, because you should probably be wearing a comical phony mustache in order to hide your identity. Don't you think?
I do think costume would be necessary for this. I don't look like the Riders Alliance type.
That's right. I think you wear a phony mustache, and you go as a man named Gersh. So that way, if you meet Gersh, you could say, "Your name is Gersh?
Oh,
my name is Gersh."
And you're into traffic too?
Yeah. Wow, small world. This is incredible. Yeah, I think it'd be a good thing.
Yeah, I'll see if I can find their next meeting.
Andy in South Carolina.
Hey, how's it going, you guys?
It's great.
First off, I just want to say, Troy, exceptional phone screening today. Didn't even ask me how my New Year was doing. Great job.
But he let you through, even though he knew it was you. That's very big of you, Troy.
We talked.
He did let me through because I think Troy can appreciate what I had to say. I found out something about our friend Gersh.
No, not Gersh.
If you Google him, if you go to gershkunstman.homestead.com and look at his really embarrassing bio, he brags about the fact that he wrote a off-Broadway musical that, quote, haters of SUVs, that is, sport utility vehicles, those bulbous, overgrown, all-terrain vehicles that tower over traffic, intimidate pedestrians, guzzle fuel, and eat away at the ozone, yet remain astounding popular among car buyers, will find a musical to love in SUV the Musical.
He wrote a musical about traffic.
He wrote a traffic musical.
Can you imagine? He probably went to the movie Traffic and was furious. This isn't what I thought it was about at all. There are much bigger problems than drug trafficking. Yeah, he does. Thank you, Andy. It really is the center of his universe. Something happened to him. What are you talking about? Human trafficking. What about car trafficking? That's the worst.
He's just mentally ill.
You think so?
I mean, why do you care that much about traffic?
I don't know.
That's not the only one that he's written.
He's written multiple musicals. Are these musicals or manifestos? Because I'm getting a little worried.
Murder at the Food Co-op.
What? What's a food co-op? Is that like...
It's a very Brooklyn thing.
Okay.
That's where a bunch of ugly people get together and they like sell vegetables, and I guess you get to have some of them if you work there.
Okay, so it's like a farmer's market, but you can eat the product, and everyone's ugly.
Everyone's very ugly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know.
This is popular among Brooklyn's ugliest set.
Okay, and Gersh is...
Oh, certainly among them.
Okay. Shout out to Gersh, by the
Murder
way.
at the Food Corp.
And no, co-op.
This says Corp.
Corp.
I guess they because it is co-op, so...
So it is co-op. Yeah, it's just... Yeah, they were just like, well, it couldn't possibly be about a food co-op. It must be about a corporation, right?
Murder at the Food Co-op is a mystery farce for our foodie age.
Oh, thank God. Okay, so this is like, I was a little concerned that this was going to be alarming and scary, but it's a farce, you say?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. The entire show is set inside the ultra-liberal, super-secret Park Slope Food Co-op, where beneath a pristine green leftist exterior lurks unseen demon. I can't. I just hate this guy.
Because everything about it is whatever surrounds me is the most important stuff that everyone cares about. I mean, this is literally why I was talking to you guys. Like, if we're going to talk about congestion pricing, we have to find angles like exploring this man Gersh, because nobody outside of New York would care about congestion pricing.
No.
But Gersh, luckily, appears, based on my limited psychological knowledge and understanding of this gentleman, to be an extreme narcissist. So, yeah. Gersh, Murder at the Food Co-op. You know what probably happened? They wrote Murder at the Food Co-op in the headline, and then it auto-corrected, and they were like, fuck it. What am I going to go back?
No one's reading this anyway.
Doesn't matter.
He rides his bike around town and fixes license plates that are trying to avoid like speed cameras.
Oh, what a jerk!
Like if you've got like an old New York license plate that's like that the paint has come off, he will just color it in with a marker.
Oh, arrest him for graffiti. Arrest him for something.
Just for being a dick.
For being a dick. For being a douchebag.
By the way, Murder at the Food Co-op is available in full on YouTube.
Oh, no.
On Gersh's YouTube page. He only has a little under 400 subscribers, though. So he
can get those numbers.
Be nice if someone helped him get
Everybody
his numbers
starts somewhere.
I think so. I mean, did you see on the description that you just had up, Travis, when his next showing is? He's looking for... investors. What's next for the show? A post-Fringe off-Broadway run if you have $20,000 to invest, darling. $20K.
No.
Can we come up with $20K? Where's Damon John? Can we get this on the Shark Tank? All he needs is $20K. Man.
Yeah, I wonder if he's ever been like arrested for
anything.
Yeah, because you can't just like touch somebody's car.
You can't draw, even if you're doing it for your own righteous reasons, you cannot marker in someone's license plate. That's their license plate. If you put Sharpie on my stuff, he's using a blue Sharpie to color in their license plate. If you put Sharpie on anything that I have, even if it's the same color and you're trying to repair it, that's assault, brother.
Do you think he's ever tried this in a neighborhood frequented by Trinitarios or Bloods?
No, I don't think so. I think he sticks to his own locales.
He hangs out in Williamsburg.
Shocking. Yeah. Shout out to Gersh, by the way. He's doing great, and I'm glad he did what he's doing for the city. He's really helping everybody out. I wonder if you read that MTA report about there's no violence in the subway, and he's just going, see, I told you.
I know.
This is what I've been telling you.
I know.
You gotta get this article out there. Oh, wow. First, Don from Mar-a-Lago. Now we've got Edna from Duncan. What's up, Edna?
Hi, I'm calling for the Jim and Sam, or the show, I guess it's called.
Yeah, you guessed. Incredibly, you guessed right. As of now, we're going to change the name. It's not going to stay the show, but yeah.
One of the good guesses.
Right.
But I want to say, I'm going to miss that Jim talking about me. It makes me moist.
Okay, I appreciate that. But we'll continue, Edna Faust. I mean, the Edna Faust coverage will not stop here on the program. Whoa, Dave in Oregon. What's up, Dave?
Sammy and the Bran Muffins in the morning.
What's up, dude?
Hey. I feel at first like Monsieur Le Petit when Hans Landa came to interview him and say, well, you know, the show that you knew and loved is over. We're the new show. But in fact, I feel I've been met with reward. And all I want to do is get up and hear my familiar voices talk about Joe Biden fucking up and something, and I'm happy. And Jim was getting a little stale.
No.
I think he jumped the trainee shark when that one week you guys had all those trainee guests coming in. Oh, no. Okay, I'm not going to talk about that. Sorry. No.
Okay, yeah. Dave. Thank you. It's not a compliment to us to also insult us and our people. These qualified compliments will stop in the new regime, by the way. Michael on Long Island. What's up, Michael?
Hey, what's up, Sam?
Hey, dude.
I got to ask you a question. Did you see on the internet that Stuttering John was going to be replacing Jim? Did you see that?
No, I don't. And I read the internet yesterday, and I did not see it when I read the internet. I mean, listen. There's a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes, and I don't know about most of it. So I guess it's entirely possible. But yeah, as far as I haven't been spoken to about it, but it's entirely possible.
Yeah, because you ever heard of Cardiff Electric?
Yes, he called in yesterday.
Oh, he did? Yeah. Because I saw it. From his Twitter profile.
Oh, okay.
And
well,
I thought it was real.
Well, I mean, I believe Cardiff Electric, if I'm not mistaken, is a talking potato. So, I mean, if he's posting it, I would imagine it's true. I guess it is what it is. Yeah. Look, we're talking about traffic, and I want to cover Cleveland. Should we take a break and then come back? All right.
Yeah.
You know what?
That might take a little while.
You're right, and we should start trying to do a real show. If we're going to be doing a show, let's do a show.
Look at this new Sam.
Where Sammy never breaks, takes proper breaks, puts together a program, something we can all enjoy together. We're going to do it. I'm going to exercise some discipline here.
Wow.
Are you surprised?
I'm shocked.
I'm going to exercise some discipline. We're looking at
I thought we were going to do marathon shows.
We're looking at maybe doing a 3-segment morning.
What?
I can't promise this will be every morning, but I don't know. There's something in me that feels like I want to showcase that I do have the ability to have some semblance of discipline. Mike is panicking over there because he goes, that means going to break twice. I'm not familiar with this.
I did the singer read to start the show because I thought there was no possible chance that we would be breaking twice today.
No. We're trying to exercise some discipline. This is a new regime. We're trying to put some things together. We're gonna figure things out, okay? Within, I don't know if we'll do it today. At some point, we're gonna have a name for this show. It's gonna be a great name. I can tell you that right now. You're gonna love it. It's gonna be fabulous. But we do. We're gonna get off this silly congestion toll talk and Gersh talk because they're having some real problems in Cleveland with the driving as well. And I want to get into that. We'll make it relatable for the nation and for Canada. Rest in peace to Justin Trudeau's reign. He's still alive, but he did resign. We'll talk about it all. Stay tuned. The show will return.
Sirius XM, Channel 103. Faction Talk.
And yesterday, he did officially announce that he was going to be stepping down. So as of yesterday, he's no longer the party leader, the Liberal Party leader. Is that right? I believe
I think he's staying on until they.
But isn't he stepping down
announce a
from being the leader now, and then stepping down from being the prime minister when a replacement is found? Is that how it's?
I believe
how you would word it.
Yeah.
Okay, this is.
I mean, it's 4 minutes, but if you want to listen to
maybe just the beginning,
talk about what a loser he is.
Because I heard him. I heard, what is that? What he said? Hey, I'm leaving because I'm a big loser.
Well, I mean, winners don't leave.
Well, I mean,
right?
I think you're getting your cues from President Trump.
No, I'm just asking.
No, you're right. No. Generally speaking, no.
If you're crushing it,
then you just keep crushing it.
You don't just leave.
No, that's true. You just keep crushing.
Yeah,
and it's undeniable. I know that we should be playing this because the tweet that posted the video says this is huge.
Yeah.
So, all right.
So I thought it might be fun for us to do this again. Bon matin. Every morning I've woken up as Prime Minister. I've been inspired by the resilience, the generosity, and the determination of Canadians. I don't believe that. It is the driving force of...
You know what happens with people...
Nobody wakes up every morning inspired by...
The people who say, I wake up every morning and this is how I feel. I wake up every morning and I'm inspired by this. I wake up every morning and I'm grateful. I wake up every morning. You know what happens? This is crazy. Nobody's done that. And he's claiming that every day for 12 years he's woken up inspired. It's impossible. Impossible.
This again. Bon matin.
That's, by the way, hit pause again. That is what everybody wakes up and says. This again. That is what he wakes up thinking. That's what I wake up thinking. Troy, that's what you wake up thinking. True or false?
Absolutely.
Yes. Yeah, this again. Troy wakes up in the morning. He looks out his window. He realizes Orlando is not on the other side of the glass. And he goes, this again.
That's what Trudeau says when he looks in the mirror and he sees some blackface still on his forehead.
Again?
Did you get it all off?
His wife goes, how many times is that? He goes, I could not say.
I cannot.
I don't know.
I don't want to give you a number because I cannot remember.
Don't know.
Every morning I've woken up as Prime Minister. I've been inspired by the resilience, the generosity, and the determination of Canadians.
Canadians.
It is the driving force of every single day I have the privilege of serving in this office. That is why, since 2015, I've fought for this country, for you, to strengthen and grow the middle class. Why we rallied to support each other through
He's putting his theatrical voice on. He's taking his theater breaths. Look, the part of this that I heard was him saying, and it's so funny the way they word these things, that he's stepping down in hopes that it will stop the polarizing nature of what's going on. Whenever somebody is really disliked by people, they call it polarizing. As if it's no. There's also a good chunk of people that love me in an unfathomable way. That's what polarizing means. It means you have two sides of people that feel equally passionate but opposite to each other. And a lot of times when it's no, there's one side. I'm sure there's a bunch of people in Canada that are I'm fine with him.
Yeah.
And there may be a few that still really love him. But then there's another big part. There's such a big faction of people that really don't like him that he has to step down. And that doesn't mean, that's not polarizing. That's a one-sided, he should be saying, people really don't like me anymore, so I have to step down. I think that should be the messaging.
History. My friends, as you all know, I'm a fighter.
Yeah.
Every bone in my body has always told me to fight because I care deeply about Canadians. I care deeply about this country, and I will always be motivated by what is in the best interest of Canadians. And the fact is, despite best efforts to work through it, Parliament has been paralyzed for months.
That's alliteration.
After what has been the longest session of a minority parliament in Canadian history.
Is he speaking English?
I don't know what
is this French?
I don't know what the hell he's even saying.
What is he talking about? Parliamentary session? What's he saying? Just break it down for us, dude. What's going on here? I don't understand.
English.
Yeah.
Queen's English.
Hit me with the Queen's English. What is going on here? And why do you have to, I don't know, why do you have to resign? Handsome guy. This Trudeau.
Yeah, he's handsome.
He's a handsome guy.
Handsome, but did blackface. I mean, that's bad,
Yeah, he
man.
did blackface.
But if that's why he's leaving, I don't know why he's leaving. Because we found out about that years ago.
Great head of hair.
Because people aren't forgetting about it.
They keep bringing it up.
People on radio shows keep talking about it. Yeah.
Well, it's because somebody put a mic in front of the staff. Some knucklehead decided all the staff should have microphones.
That's why this morning I advised the Governor General that we need a new session of Parliament. She has granted this request, and the House will now be prorogued until March 24th.
Prorogued? Like a pierogi?
Love pierogies.
Yeah, I mean, that sounds great, right? Yeah, let's... Hey, I'd like to move to pirogue everything, please. Where are we eating?
Over the holidays, I've also had a chance to reflect and have had long talks with my family about our future.
You must be so bored.
Throughout the course of my career, any success I have personally achieved has been because of their support and with their encouragement. So last night over dinner...
See, I wish he had said it has been in spite of them.
And in spite of their best efforts.
I succeeded. They tried to stop me.
With their encouragement. So last night over dinner, I told my kids about the decision that I'm sharing with you today.
And they said, okay, boomer.
I intend to resign as party leader.
No!
As prime minister.
No!
After the party selects its next leader through a robust, nationwide, competitive process.
And it will be televised every week.
You think that was a dig at the United States?
Oh, because it's not... Oh, I see, because...
Like a robust, competitive...
Yeah, we know how to replace our leaders here, unlike those guys.
Instead of just telling you who to vote for.
Right, yeah, we're going to have a robust, nationwide search.
We'll give you a choice.
Canada's next prime minister.
Ask the president of the Liberal Party to begin that process. This country deserves a real choice in the next election, and it has become clear to me that if I'm having to fight internal battles, I cannot be the best option in that election. Mes chers amis.
What?
Mes chers amis. Come on, guys. Okay, so that's the big announcement. I saw that, like, in British Columbia, there's a Dairy Queen. If this is real.
Dairy Queens are real.
Okay. All right, because I didn't know that they do royalty over there. It's a grilling show, so they have it's the full service.
Oh, that's awesome!
It's awesome, but it says
what
on
is a grilling chill?
A grilling chill is when like they're
Sorry to get off topic.
No. I'm glad you asked. This is where I'm a Viking. A grill and chill. See, a traditional Dairy Queen is just a dessert establishment.
Right.
You go, you get a Blizzard. A grill and chill, and they have tons of them in Canada, by the way. A grill and chill is where you can get a meal too.
You get a burg.
You can get a burg.
A dog.
You can get a dog. You can get chicken tendies.
Oh.
Fountain beverage.
You know what? I think I've just always assumed they were all like that because that's the one that used to be at the Staten Island Ferry. They closed down.
That would have been a grill and chill. Sure.
I've eaten there before.
Sure.
Okay.
Sure. Yeah, and
All right,
the one in Montreal that we always go to, that's by the hotel when we went up for the comedy festival. That was a grilling show.
Oh yeah,
okay.
And it had an Orange Julius attached, which is
Orange Julius is
quite the establishment. But yeah, so like a traditional Dairy Queen are like, and they're not even like restaurants; they're the old walk-ups.
Yeah,
that you would just get an ice cream or a Blizzard or something.
I feel like those are more rare.
They probably are more rare now
at this point. Yeah,
well, because the margins. The margins. But yeah, so in British Columbia, and I can't fathom this would be okay within the franchise agreement. I think the franchise owner is going to have a good talking to. But at one of the Dairy Queens in British Columbia, there's a Trudeau resignation special, $2 burgers.
That's a good deal.
That's a great deal.
It's a great deal, and that's $2 Canadian, which is like 75 cents.
Yeah.
So you can walk in with a sack. You can
family with an Abe Lincoln.
Yeah, you can walk out with a sack of 10. Yeah. So
I hope this means that they're going to become the 51st state.
Well, I don't know if that's
his resignation.
No, yeah, I don't think so. I think they probably try to
room for Trump to get in there.
I think they try to avoid it. I did read an article.
Yeah, but if you get a conservative leader up there,
you're right.
You think
they made
all it takes is a handshake.
Well, I think It's actually a far more complicated process. But I did see on Google News yesterday, there was an article that said Trump was now proposing a merger with Canada. But you know how mergers are.
Trump says Canada should merge with the U.S. Yeah, it usually only works out for one side in my personal experience.
And that's why we join the one side, and we are happy with the one side.
Love the one
we
side.
love the one side. Yes. Trump he said this, Canada should merge with the U.S. Well, Forbes is reporting this is a troll, but I think he's being
no, trolling Trudeau as he steps down.
Right.
I think he's serious.
I think he's serious, too.
I hope he's serious.
I mean, wouldn't that be an accomplishment?
Wouldn't that be great?
He suggests that the U.S. and Canada should merge,
right?
Because then it would no longer need the U.S. to help it, quote, stay afloat. Which he's got a point. I mean, it's basically the 51st state already.
It's rude. And to do this at Trudeau's weakest moment is rude. Why would he do that? It's not nice. Oh, he posted this on Truth. I guess that's why I missed it.
Yeah,
he sent a Truth.
Many people, well, you could read it if you want.
All right. Many people in Canada, it says, love being the 51st state. Oh, wow. I didn't know that. Because I saw that Michael Moore Bowling for Columbine documentary. I know they leave their doors unlocked, but I didn't know they love being the 51st state. It says the United States can no longer suffer the massive trade deficits and subsidies that Canada needs to stay afloat, as if Canada's a business that is on the verge of bankruptcy. Justin Trudeau knew this and resigned. Oh, wow. So he's saying Justin Trudeau resigned like a CEO that's like, this company's going out of business. Wow, okay. If Canada merged with the U.S., there would be no tariffs, taxes would go way down, and they would be totally secure from the threat of the Russian and Chinese ships that are constantly surrounding them.
All the time.
Oh, it sucks. Together, what a great nation it would be. Okay, so he is trolling Trudeau, but he's 100% sincere.
Oh, yeah.
In his pitch to have Canada merge with the U.S. and,
Also, that would be really awesome.
If we merge?
Yeah.
I think so.
Well, how come? Why do you guys advocate?
Because then we get all that territory.
Oh, yeah.
You like having land.
We would be almost all of North America.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. What else? What else is in?
Wouldn't need to turn around anymore if you forgot your passport.
What else is in?
Oh, good point.
I mean, that would save you a couple hours easy.
Oh, bro, I was fucking steaming.
What made you more mad? The fact that I lost a passport, or the fact that I was totally unwilling to show any remorse?
Yeah, you didn't even care.
No, we're going back.
We got to go back.
This is where we're at. This is where
Stu Hart's Dungeon would be American.
That's cool. Well, I think they sold the Hart House, but it still stands.
Oh, really?
I mean, the location is still there.
The dungeon's still there?
Well, I don't know if the dungeon itself is still there. I haven't been to the house. It's not where I trained.
If I bought that place, I wouldn't finish the basement.
You could never.
No.
You could never, because you want to hear the screams coming from through the pipes. Yeah, I mean, no, it would help with the immigration. What else is in North America? Forgive my ignorance.
Mexico.
Mexico's not North America. Is it Central America?
No, it's North.
Is it?
Yeah.
You big idiot.
Right under Mexico is where Central America starts?
Yeah, and I think Central is part of South. I don't really know how it works.
Because Central's not its own continent. Which continent is Central America part of?
No one wants to claim it.
It's no man's land. By the way, this guy's over here saying, "Come on, man, you idiot. Let me Google this real quick."
Well, I wanted to show you the photo.
But which is Central America?
Central America is a region in North America.
Okay, it's North America.
Yeah. But look at
this guy says, he did not, Mike.
Yeah.
Did Travis know before he Googled it?
You didn't know Mexico was in North America.
He didn't know.
Yeah.
He didn't know.
You didn't know that Mexico.
Yeah, but I'm not trying. There's no massive cover.
I know you thought you got me because you were about to say it, and then you went to try, and then you came back to it. You're like, hey, idiot.
No, I didn't.
What else?
I asked a question.
What else is in North America?
You can have any. You can be defensive if you want, and you can have any theories you want. But theories are theories. I simply asked a question because I was confused. That's all.
Look at how much in North America we would have.
I mean,
also then Alaska would be back with the United States.
Oh, because you look at Alaska and you go, I mean, I guess you're a state, but there's a whole country between us.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see.
That would be all the United States. It would rule.
Yeah. I mean, it would be, it's a lot of territory. I guess,
yeah.
I've never been that concerned over how much land we...
What do successful people do? They go around and they eat up all the territories.
Here's where Trump is. Yeah, this is why he's going nuts. Because for a business,
yeah,
the mark of success, businesses always have to keep growing.
Yeah.
I learned this on Shark Tank. That's the difference between a business and a product. Even if a product is going to be successful, if there's no way to upscale, if there's no way to grow from that product, it's just a product, and for that reason, I'm out.
Yeah, the United States is not a product.
But, right. I thought it was a country, but as it turns out, it's a company.
Yeah.
It's a company, and this is how you grow the company.
We're going to take over the AWA.
That's right.
All right?
I understand now. I totally...
Let
you know
me
what?
break it down for you.
Oh, so this is the territory system that thinks that we have to respect each other's boundaries.
Not anymore.
No, we don't.
No. All it takes is one person to be like, you know what? Actually, we don't have to do that.
You know who'd be furious about this?
Oh.
Montreal.
Oh, yeah.
You know why? No more French.
Nope.
That'd be over.
Let's wipe that out.
Yeah. Corey in North Carolina.
Hey, good morning, Sammy.
Morning, bud.
Quick question. If we absorb Canada, does that mean the great honorable John Larroquette would officially be a U.S. citizen?
Is John Larroquette technically Canadian?
Is he?
Mind blown. Yes, he is.
That's a huge mind blow because we've talked about John Larroquette at length many, many times, and never once has his Canadian heritage, I believe, come up. Can we find out, is John Larroquette?
He was born in New Orleans.
He was born in...
talking about?
Corey, he was born in New Orleans.
God damn it, I was giving it a try anyways. Good to hear you back on the radio, Sam.
Well, you, Corey, it's good to hear from you. And yes, but the answer to your question is yes. If we were to merge with Canada, John Larroquette would be an American citizen. Yes, he would. He already is, but yes, he would.
Did he just assume that Larroquette must be French-Canadian?
I guess. He's like, yeah, he must be from Quebec.
No, he's from New Orleans.
New Orleans. That's
also French.
That's our French territory. Yeah.
Well, that's where Montreal would move.
To New Orleans?
Yeah, that's smart.
Yeah. New Orleans.
Let them deal with the voodoo.
Yeah, that's right. Montreal would no longer be French influence. It would be more Creole.
Yeah.
Mark in Chicago.
Hey, good morning, guys.
Oh, hi, Mark.
Is the Satisfying podcast a test program to see if Miss Biggins would do well with Sammy and the Zits?
Sammy and the Zits.
I don't think like that.
Well, I don't know. I feel like you've taken a lot of liberties with your question. No, the Satisfying podcast is an offshoot, but not a pilot program. But I could see where you would ask that.
Nicole has a show.
All right. Well,
and also, and Nicole, as I said many times leading to this, the Morning Mashup is like a Sirius XM franchise. Like they're not.
And she does all the heavy lifting.
Okay, I wasn't going to say it. Yeah, Nicole's not leaving the mashup.
She can't.
Okay.
All right, bud. I'll talk to you later. See you later.
They have to totally reformat.
Look.
What?
We got it.
Okay.
It's not going to get better, okay? I was talking about the fact that, I felt bad about the traffic woes. We were only covering them locally. And as it turns out, Cleveland, Ohio, which I've always been told rocks, is having their own traffic problems, except it's localized to one house. This was something that we stumbled upon yesterday. That there's a man's home in Cleveland, and he's simply being driven up the wall because cars keep driving through his house. It's happened multiple times. Cars are driving through his walls, and the city won't do a damn thing about it. And I could only imagine how frustrating that is. If I was just living in this house, I have had 2 cars drive up on my lawn. That's happened.
Really?
That's happened.
Oh, you got that tight. It's like a tight curve.
There's a curve.
Yeah.
The first one, it was like this girl who she drove up on the lawn.
Purposely?
Not purposely.
Because she's a woman?
I thought because she was a woman. Then she opened the door and her phone fell out. I was like, oh, no. Like she literally just got her license. Mm-hmm. She was in a panic. She was clearly texting. I was like, honey.
Why don't you come in?
And then the other, Yeah. That was before we made the basement a studio. The basement was something else then. And then there was one overnight that like ran into a tree, but I think his father might have known someone because it got cleared up real quick.
Wow, really?
Yeah. It got cleared up very fast. I was amazed at how quickly the system could work.
Huh. I was hoping you were going to say somebody was burning out on your lawn.
Just like doing donuts.
You ever do that as a kid?
Go onto someone's lawn?
Oh yeah, like when there would be a road. You never did that? Oh my God!
No, I never defaced anybody's lawn.
Oh, we would if there's like a road that goes up to a lawn. You'd drive on the lawn and it'd peel out or pull the e-brake and
it's those dang kids again.
I can't believe you guys never did that as a kid.
We didn't grow up in central Pennsylvania.
Central.
Yeah, no.
Yeah,
but by the way, I don't think less of you because of that.
Yeah, we were kids.
Because I know plenty of kids who would have done that.
Oh, you never pulled the e-brake up and would like
on someone's lawn?
On someone's lawn, or like when it was. I remember when it was snowing, we'd go into like a mall parking lot and pull the e-brake and
we would
spin
do
around.
That. Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, Troy's saying he did that as a kid. Mm-hmm. And, I mean, as an adult, Troy and I went to Los Angeles at the same time once, and I remember specifically because he was an adult. We were traveling without our parents, like we were grown-ups that had paid for our own trips. And we were sitting at a dinner table at a nice restaurant, and Troy had told me he was having a great time because he had a rental car and he had been pulling up the emergency brake.
I loved doing that.
On the road.
Oh, when I'm driving down the turnpike doing 80, and my fiance's in the car, I'll be like, ah! And there's this cloud of smoke behind us. She's like, oh my God, you're going to kill us. I'm like, no, we're not. We're fine. Do this all the time. I'm a professional.
It's a rental.
These are things that we should like get over after a certain age.
And it's the same thing he just said about lawns. He goes, you never did that? It's a rental. You get the insurance.
Would you be surprised if he told you that, oh, last time I went to go visit my family in Pennsylvania, I did that?
We do donuts. Yeah, we do donuts on the lawn because we have a rental car. What else are you going to do with it?
Of course. That's what you do.
No, that's not what you do.
Yeah, of course. Remember when Jackass got the full coverage on the rental car?
They set it on fire.
And he returned it.
Yes, I do remember when they did that.
See, that's why you get the full coverage.
No, I never, when you told me that, again, as an adult.
Yeah, but you're not filming Jackass.
No, they just do it. Nobody even shoots it. And he did it as an adult without his friends there.
That's so crazy.
Oh my God, the shit we used to do as a kid.
You don't say used to.
I mean, well,
you're pulling e-brakes with your fiance in the car.
We used to. My friend,
we met your fiance on the air. She got a cookbook.
She does,
and you're pulling e-brakes.
But it's funny.
I mean, it
scares the bloody bullshit out of her.
Yeah. Oh, of course it is, because it's a very dangerous thing.
And you don't expect after a certain age to have to worry about that type of thing when you're in a car.
We used to do all sorts of crazy shit in our cars as a kid. I can't believe you guys didn't fuck around like that.
I didn't do that. No.
We used to, when it was snowing, my buddy that put his dick in the menu.
Sure.
One time.
Dick in the menu guy.
We would do rooftop surfing, and he would get on top of the roof of my car. Uh-huh. And then we would drive around a mall parking lot, and I'd pull the e-brake, and he'd like slide off, and he'd try to hang on. So the one time we were doing that, and all of a sudden I pull out of the mall parking lot and I leave and I get on the highway. He was on the roof. And he's like pounding. He's like, get me off! Get me off!
Were you laughing?
We were like, fuck you.
Because at that age, you're invincible.
You're invincible. What possible consequences could there be? Meanwhile, we do not know how lucky we are that Troy is in this room with us and not in a Pennsylvania jail cell.
No shit.
You were literally at any moment in your adolescence, you were within minutes of jail for life.
100%.
That's manslaughter.
Yeah. I know.
And nobody would have had sympathy for you. The article would have come out, and we would have been talking about it on this show. You believe the idiot kid who sent his friend off the roof of a car in the middle of a highway? That's
funny.
Psychotic.
But I was like 17. It was funny. That's what you did. It was snowing. You get you know how you get giddy when it snows?
Of course.
I guess.
Yeah. What else are you gonna do?
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, because Mom used to make snow cream.
I gotta be honest here. I'm more Troy side than you on this one.
What did you do that was anywhere near? You were driving your friends on the highway. You were playing onion flip, bro.
That was when I was a kid.
You didn't do that when you were pubes?
You know what?
A little bit even.
Like Trudeau with blackface. I can't say no.
Okay. By the way,
Because I
Trudeau
don't remember.
he really wants you guys to stop bringing that up.
But yeah, that's not a crazy thing to hear.
To drive your friend on the highway on the roof is a little crazy.
It's a little crazy, but it's really funny, and it's something that I could see myself getting into that type of situation.
I could see in high school finding myself in the situation where I'd be in the back seat of that car.
That's what I'm saying.
You know what I mean? Where you're like...
But I certainly wouldn't be saying, like, guys, this is crazy. We should probably stop.
No, you could never.
No, we're encouraging each other.
Right. Yeah.
You were driving.
And my friend's like, no, I'll do it. I'll get up there. And his name is Matt Rife, which is not the comedian, but Matt Rife.
Okay.
Like, I would not have been the driver.
He didn't know you were going to go on the highway.
No, he didn't. He didn't.
That's funny, though.
That's funny. Because he thought we were just going to do donuts in the mall parking lot in the snow.
He was in complete control.
And we pulled out. And he's like, where are you going? Where are you going?
And then he realized he was totally out of control and his life was in total danger.
Yes.
Like, if he lets go to escape this peril that he's in, he's probably dead.
Right. But you don't think to yourself, oh, this guy's going to die.
No.
You're invincible.
No, if anything, we're having so much fun and laughing. Why would we stop this?
Exactly.
There's something in the water in Pennsylvania.
It's something weird happening.
I mean, that's where CKY was born.
They were like
10 minutes away from
30
you.
minutes from us, up Route 100.
Look, because in Pennsylvania, best case scenario is you like, not only is there nothing to do, but you're looking into the future. What am I gonna do?
Yeah.
And best case scenario is Edna Faust. Like, that's literally Pennsylvania's finest. So the idea is, like, you're not sitting there going like, oh, this could really screw me up in the future. And also, at that age, that could be a manslaughter. But you're thinking, what are the odds of that happening? Actually, quite high.
Yeah, you think that now.
But also at that age, the people really thinking about their future are like not fun.
Yeah, no, you're not hanging out with them.
No, you couldn't. You couldn't. But yeah, that would be like, my parents had a conversation with me growing up that like maybe I should like kind of start hanging with a different crowd because they thought my friends were dumb.
Was that before or after you painted your nails?
It was post nails painting.
Okay.
I mean, I think that probably had something to do with
Your
it.
dad was like, listen, we got to sit this kid down.
Yeah. Yeah. And I was like, I wrote an off-Broadway musical about SUVs I want to pitch to you guys. Eric in Colorado?
Dude, we got like 4 inches of snow last night. I'm 60 years old. I'm out doing fucking donuts in the parking lot this morning. What do you mean you outgrow that shit? You never outgrow that fucking shit.
You were doing them.
I mean, I was 20 minutes late for work this morning because there's a vacant parking lot on my way to work, and I'm like, fuck it, I'm doing donuts in the parking lot.
Donuts are so fun.
Yeah, I never did them. In Syracuse, I was definitely in the car for donuts.
Yeah.
I was definitely, no friend on the roof donuts. Standard
what about
donuts.
donuts in somebody's lawn?
I did that too back in the I mean, I had friends that did that back in the 80s too. You know, and you're invincible. You don't think about fucking manslaughter charges and somebody falling off.
Did you pull out of the parking lot and go on the highway? Be honest.
I'm pretty sure the statute of limitations has expired. So yeah, we might have done that actually. Yeah, we actually might have. Yeah.
Thank you, Eric.
Yeah, doing donuts in somebody's lawn was great too.
Because now you're victimizing somebody.
Well, you don't think about it at the time, and of course, now as an adult, I'd be bummed out if that was my lawn and somebody did that.
Oh, you'd be so mad.
But at the time, it's like there's a lawn here, a big lawn.
At the time, it's funny
but it's just funny. Because now that because now you have a lawn, and you just think about like you feel so, disrespected. Right? It's just such a, like, we're not even thinking of you as a human being. This is just a lawn for us to ruin and then go about our lives, never think about it again. And when we do think about it again, when we reflect back on it, it'll be with fond memories.
And it's just grass. It'll grow back.
You don't want...
Unless it's in the winter, and then it takes a little bit longer, but whatever.
You don't want donuts on your lawn.
And you're like, some kids were just having fun.
No, that's not no one would ever say that. No one would ever justify... My lawn has donut tire marks on it.
You should try it.
Doing donuts on...
And somebody's lawn, yeah. Just when you see, like, just pull off dirt, pull the e-brake, and just kind of skid out.
Next time you're in Florida, I'll send you an address.
yeah, exactly. It's a rental. The debate is not whether or not it's fun. The debate is, I don't think doing donuts on a stranger's lawn is as regular as this other stuff is.
When you're a kid, I don't know. It probably is. Like, it's not a crazy thing.
I guess, especially like deeper suburban life.
Deeper suburban life, when you're 17, 18, you just have your license, you're with a bunch of friends, like-minded, it's not crazy.
Plus, you don't have tablets.
Like, I grew up in Central Jersey, which is almost kind of like Pennsylvania. Like, it's the same shit.
And you know what? You couldn't cyberbully then.
No, you couldn't cyberbully.
So what are you doing with your time?
You had to get your shit out somehow.
Right. I'm going to ruin this person's lawn and day and maybe life.
Yeah. Right? I don't think
my wife would be so upset about it.
Yes, of course. And you should be in your 40s or your late 30s when it happens to you.
But you also have to have the semblance to because she'd want to call the town and all this stuff, and you got to go, babe, this is just the price of doing business.
There's plenty of shit that I see now, especially with my daughter in high school, that annoys me. I'm like, oh, these kids. But then I have
there are consequences.
I have to remember, they're just fucking high school kids.
Right.
They're not supposed to be my age.
Right.
Yeah.
Like when my wife tells my 7-year-old son to do something, and he just looks at her and goes, bruh. And the looks that I get when I'm just sitting there laughing, bruh.
Because it's funny.
Yeah. Or this is his new one. No one cares.
Just being so disrespectful, but not in a mean way.
No, he's not even thinking about being disrespectful. She's just like, I thought I told you to clean your room. No one cares. It's hilarious. And she's so angry. Michael in Florida?
Yeah, me?
Yeah, what's up, Michael?
All right, so what we used to do when it snowed out, we used to do this thing called sketching, which is when it snows, you hide behind a stop sign when cars stop. You run up behind the bumper of the car, grab the bumper, kneel down, and you wait for the car to start to go, and you just hang on to the car as long as you possibly can. While the car.
So you're saying it's like Michael J. Fox in Back to the Future on the skateboard, except no skateboard because there's snow on the ground, so you could just slide on your knees.
Solo your feet.
Solo your feet.
Yeah, you got to do the feet. You can't do the knees.
But so now you're skating.
You're basically skating on your shoes, and the problem is if the car starts going too fast, you get too afraid to let go.
Yeah, that is a problem.
That's a huge issue. Now you realize I found myself in quite the pickle.
Yep.
And by the way, if this car stops short, that's my teeth going into the bumper of this thing.
Yeah, you're done. You're a dentist and an orthopedics wet dream.
Yeah. I also love the idea of you going home with a bloody mouth and going like, "Mom, I was sketching." you have to understand. There's But let me ask you this, Michael. Is it fun?
Yes. Oh my God. Well, anything is fun when you're 17 and stupid.
That's
true.
Yeah, that's right. Thank you, Michael. I mean, Troy, that's your whole thesis. Everything is fun when you're 17 and stupid. And when he was 17, there was nobody more stupid than Troy.
Yeah. Well, and my friends.
I thought you were going to say, well, not just when I was 17.
Well, both are.
That's true. Matt sounds like a problem.
You sketch.
Oh, Matt was the man.
Yeah. Every story goes back to Matt, doesn't it?
Oh, he was my homie.
Yeah.
I love him.
He's the nucleus.
Yeah.
He's the friend. He's the friend that your parents. My kid would be so good if it wasn't. He was hanging out with Matt all the time.
I don't like that Matt.
He's always hanging out with that Matt. He's a bad influence.
Was he super nice to your parents?
Oh, yeah, he did charm the charm.
Hey, Mr. and Mrs. Kwan.
Yeah.
Nate in Jersey City.
Hey, guys, I want to know if Troy ever did this. We had a buddy with an Impala, this old car. We used to call it the Spank Tank because we would all get hand jobs in there. And we would...
What are we taking, the Spank Tank?
And if it snowed, and it didn't have to just be a winter activity, we would drive in central Jersey and just start knocking all the mailboxes down that are on the side of the street. And the only rule was the windshield broke, we all had to chip in and buy a new windshield.
Look, if the windshield breaks, we're all good. And that way, you're not even really thinking about the consequences because you're splitting a windshield 5 ways. You can cover that.
You could cover it. It was nothing. It was a cheap night out, and very rarely did it break.
The amount of mailboxes that got to be smashed versus the amount of windshields you had to replace made it really like a no-brainer. I love it.
Fun. I never did that. I've definitely put M80s in mailboxes.
Okay, that's even worse.
It is actually worse.
It wouldn't blow them apart. It would just blow the door open and smoke would come out.
Smoke.
It'd be total smoke show.
Throw M80. What do you guys want to do? You want to throw M80s in mailboxes? Yeah, that is literally what Beavis and Butthead would do.
I mean, that's where we were.
They'd go to Stuart's house and throw M80s in his mailbox. Yeah, people don't realize that. They think Beavis and Butthead was such a bad influence, but they don't realize that Beavis and Butthead were based on what everybody was doing at the time. Yeah.
And it was the 90s. That's what you did. We didn't have the internet.
No.
You had to go entertain yourself.
Right. You had 56K at best.
I mean, the best thing we had was a VCR and CKY tapes, and we're like, oh, there's an idea. There was my friend Matt and my other friend Sean.
Shout out, by the way.
There was a skate videos back in the 90s and I forget what the video was, but they would take beer bottles, and the thing was like, if you hit a beer bottle over your head, at a certain point, the bottle breaks. So in the skate video, they'd show you like you could clunk your head and then you'd break the beer bottle. So me and my friends went to Senior Week in Ocean City, Maryland. And the whole time we were there, we were trying to break beer bottles over our heads. And with these welts, and my friend would literally cut his head open. It was hemorrhaging blood out of his head. And we're like hanging out in Ocean City, Maryland with these welts all over our heads because we were trying to do that. That's what you did.
It just seemed like a good idea.
It did. It was funny. And when you got one, you're like, yeah!
Steve in Florida. What's up, Steve?
Good morning, guys.
Good morning.
Hey, how you doing?
Good.
So when I grew up on Long Island, I had a 73 Buick, and we'd put snow tires on the car whenever we wanted to hop on someone's lawn and dig some horrible furrows into the lawn. We also did that to a neighboring high school soccer field. Yeah, snow tires would create maximum damage.
I figured that might be the reason why you did that.
Yeah, because it wouldn't necessarily be in the winter because the ground was too hard. But it was a local, another high school we didn't like, and they had just replaced their sod on the soccer field, and we hit them at 2 a.m. Nice. 2 weeks. There was 1 week, and then we went another week after they had replaced it again. So, yeah, it was lots of fun. Also, we did steal mailboxes.
You stole the mailboxes?
Well, yeah, we didn't hit them with the car because it would cause too much damage, so you'd get out and just kind of push on the front and lift on the back and just throw it in through the open window and take off.
Gotcha. So you had a collection of mailboxes?
Unfortunately, yeah, when you get one with mail in it, it was a little problematic. You'd have to go and run back and kind of, hopefully no one was there. You throw it back on the lawn. It was bad enough.
Yeah, that's a federal offense now you're talking about. You're tampering with the mail.
Yeah, well, that was...
I do love the idea of like, oh, we better give this mail back. You're not getting the mailbox back, though.
Yeah, no. Back in the 80s, thank God there were no cameras or anything. So
there was, I mean...
That's the other thing. You can't do any of this shit now.
No,
There's
everything.
Ring cameras, and half the cars have like 360 video around them.
Oh, yeah. Elon's busting everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it was... Back then, there was very little that was more exciting than a high school act of war.
Yeah,
like when something would happen at the high school, and I remember even like in Syracuse, somebody from one of the floors above us in the dormitory trashed the bathroom downstairs, and it went a week of prank wars that had to be stopped because one of the gentlemen on our floor decided to take a shit in a bag and then put it in the microwave of our rival floor and then turn the microwave on and run away. And at that point, the RAs had to all come together and say, this must be stopped.
Yeah, that'll escalate a prank war.
You microwaved feces.
We did do one good prank during a
Syracuse.
pep rally. We let a bunch of fiddler crabs loose during a pep rally.
It's great. It's great stuff. I'm not against it. Thank you, Steve. I mean, you gotta understand, Syracuse is a snowy place. That's where we did donuts in Syracuse. We have done donuts before. I remember that in Syracuse. But
once feces comes into play,
yeah, somebody should have.
And it eventually will.
Yeah. Yeah, and that was another one of those things where, like, it seemed like everybody that was involved in the idea was, like, encouraging the idea.
Sure.
What could possibly be funnier? And then once it was executed, it was like, oh, we really did push it too far there, didn't we?
Can't even use that microwave. Ever.
No, yeah, that microwave's done.
Can't just clean that.
They did what?
It was fun being a
Well,
kid.
they trashed our bathroom. You have to understand, these are dormitory pranks.
No, Dean, you don't understand.
No, it's dormitory pranks.
It's dorm pranks.
And by the way, no cameras in the dorms.
Nope.
So it's like, who knows who did it? I don't know who did it. It was somebody on this floor, obviously, but who's to say? So nobody gets in trouble. Everybody's okay.
Mm-hmm.
But we should probably stop because they're paying attention now. So, oh, wait. Let's go to Rob in Pennsylvania. And the reason I'm insisting is because he's in Pennsylvania. I would imagine it's good. What's up, Rob?
Hey, I just wanted to let Troy know that he's thinking of the whiskey videos. It was a bunch of snowboarders out of British Columbia, and their title character was Boozy the Clown.
That's right.
The drunkest one would get dressed up as a clown and just do insane shit. But it was amazing. It was a formidable part of my college life. And we did recreate the beer bottle smashing on video, which resulted in police action. So that's all I got.
Rob, what part of PA are you from?
Oh, I'm from very close to Kutztown, man.
Oh,
but, we're in
Kutztown for many years.
Oh, I know. We know some similar people, but at any rate,
of course you do.
Rob sounds like a cool dude.
Parties at the G-Spot.
Oh, yeah.
And,
G-Spot was the shit.
Yep.
Bloodhound Gang used to play there.
Yep, I know. All right, brother. Have a good one.
All right, talk to you later.
Yeah.
So, this is the whiskey slightly censored for YouTube. I guess this is.
I don't think they could show that.
Prank video.
I mean, people were bleeding all over.
Oh,
everything.
Jesus.
Yeah. But this was like, this is what you grew up with.
Yeah, and then you'd end up like finding like the VHS commercially released in a Sam Goody somewhere or something like that. So this is all to say, Cleveland has a huge issue right now. A gentleman has much.
Hang on.
Go ahead.
I found it.
Okay. This is
what Troy was talking about.
This inspired you, Troy.
Oh yeah, me and my friends. Okay. Yeah, this is great. This compilation.
This is great, he said.
Hang on.
This is hitting yourself in the head with a beer bottle so it breaks, but it has to be the right spot. Otherwise, it'll just leave a big welt.
Yeah.
You ready?
Oh. Yes! Nice.
Yes! All right, look. Fuck it. Fuck! Over the back of your head, motherfucker, right there. Fucking America. Mark a We bitch. got fucking America here. Look, fucking America. Take my bagel.
This is
fucking America, man. Look, right fucking here. Yeah!
See?
All right, he did it.
Yeah, and they're all and they're cheering.
Now watch. I don't know. Maybe the guy wants to.
Did it. I'm going to
$100 says the Australian won't break shit.
Let's do it. I'm going to the hospital. Look at me.
Oh, this is an
Let's
Australian
do it.
beer.
Australian.
Oh no, dude, this is another
Oh, you can hear it. Oh.
That hurt. And again.
Dude. Fuck you. You fucker.
Go.
Can you go back?
Go. This is a
You want to see how it ends?
Yeah, I do. To tell you the truth, I do want to see how it ends.
It's gonna do it. Oh! Fuck, that was hot. Guy like me wants to break bottles over my
Focus. Put your head into it.
Oh. All right, we've seen all the potential outcomes now. The thud of a beer bottle not breaking is haunting.
Yeah, imagine that's your head.
I know, just the hollow thud, and you don't know if it's the echo of the bottle or the echo of your skull. Oh.
So if you guys wonder what's the problem at this point in my life.
Yeah. And honestly,
That
like...
was normal shit to watch. I mean, I was watching CKY and
Yeah, but he was acting it out.
Yeah, that's true. I wasn't doing that.
Like, Troy's come a long way is the lesson. Like, he really deserves a little more credit than he's given.
Sam, thank you.
Right?
I appreciate you saying that.
This is who we're dealing with here.
Yeah.
So that's all to say. There are worse things than people doing donuts on your lawn. For instance, this gentleman in Cleveland who they did a local news report about, and this is one of those like this is the local news caught wind of this and decided we're gonna do a full-on investigation. And I was watching this investigation and I loved everything about it. I loved the guy it was happening to. Just the description of the fact that like multiple cars are driving into his house. Let's take a listen. This is coming from ABC 5 in Cleveland.
It is a sight to see, the signs in front of this Cleveland Heights home after dealing with crash after crash.
We told you
So
about
you can see that there's you can't at home, but us in studio can see there's a car. It's literally halfway through the brick wall of this house. Like, we're looking at its back tires. It's all the way through. It just careened. It looked like it went airborne and careened through this gentleman's house. And he's saying the problem is not that this happened once. The problem is that it keeps happening.
those crashes back in 2021. Another happened in 2022. And we went back last year to tell you about a near miss. And a year later, the homeowner says he still feels like the city has not done enough to prevent this from continuing to happen. So News 5's Indina Busada shows you now how he is taking matters into his own hands.
Good.
Off South Taylor Road, there's flashing lights, a speed bump.
What is that voice?
Are we like closing our nose before we... Off Taylor Road in Cleveland Heights.
Good Lord.
I mean, what are we doing, guys? There's no way she, like...
I mean, it's Cleveland. What do you expect?
I guess.
Yeah, but what's her face? The narc that was on Inside Edition is doing the same thing.
She's doing it.
She's national.
Like, blow your nose.
Speak normal.
Voice your piece.
Unless you're Phil Williams.
That's right.
Phil Williams is doing fine. He's
We'll let it
investigating.
slide with it.
Well, he's investigating.
That's right.
There's flashing lights, a speed bump,
What's going to happen when a car going 85 miles an hour hits that speed bump?
and even rocks.
The city put
Wait till you
those
see-
rocks in place.
Okay, hit pause. He's got a whole. It's like he's going to war. He's got a homemade barricade in front of his house. He's got multiple boulders, and then he's got cinder blocks with big wooden signs. It covers his entire front lawn, and the signs say things like "My homeowners, I can't get homeowners insurance."
Because you people keep driving into my house.
Yes, because you won't stop driving into my house. Stop driving in to my house. But I mean, it started with just, man, isn't it weird that these cars keep driving into this guy's house? And then you see it, and he literally has a homemade barricade.
This looks like Times Square.
That he's built in front of the house. It's crazy.
What they call temporary measure.
But for John Gow, it's still not enough to keep his home safe from erratic drivers.
I'm painting another sign. This sign's going to go somewhere with the one that says the cowards won't talk because they're chicken bleep mother froggers.
I mean, is there not
All right,
between
John.
in 2 days? I don't know between who shot who and their chicken bleeping mother froggers. I don't know which quote I love better. As a matter of fact, with the new regime, we may need to figure out a new soundboard situation because both of those quotes to me are forever quotes. Mother froggers. Chicken bleeping mother froggers.
He's had it.
He's furious. I mean, he's actively... It's one thing right after a car drove through your house. Once to make a sign. But it's happening so frequently. By the way, you can see where the bricks have been replaced. Can you see on the left side of the house? You can the bricks are newer. But this is what he does with his days. Like, he's so furious that cars are driving into his house that even on days when no cars are driving into his house, he's thinking about how mad he is that cars are driving into his house and nobody's doing anything about it. So he's painting his signs.
Which, by the way, is most days.
More often than not, cars are driving into his house.
His home in 1996, where the lawn now sits filled with signs at this intersection.
And again, what is that one?
They had to pixelate one of the signs. I mean, this is like a haunted house, except could you move the cursor so I can read the sign? A promise not kept is a lie. Bill Hanna lied. I'm assuming this is a government person or something like that, but there are homemade painted signs covering his house that look like they're keep out signs in front of like a movie haunted house. Like he turned the front of his house into like a Scooby-Doo cartoon. I don't know, Scooby.
One lie is one too many.
That's right. But two lies.
Oh, one of the signs just says WTF question mark.
Wow, that's a good question. W is the TF.
Okay. Hang on, let me go back a little bit. Right.
Chicken bleep mother froggers.
Gal bought his home in 1996, where the lawn now sits filled with signs at this intersection.
And again, they ignore the problem. The problem is right here. I'm the only one that's ever been hit.
That's because in the past 10 years, he says, cars have
there's
crashed.
a whole street here, and it's nothing but houses.
I do want to know why this keeps happening.
The only house they're driving into is my house. Why do they keep driving into my house? Interestingly enough, we heard all these stories about young Troy. 10 years from now, this is Troy.
Absolutely.
He feels victimized. I guarantee, because with Troy's luck...
Hit the e-brake too late.
Well, no, I was thinking he owns the house.
Oh, okay.
With Troy's luck...
Great.
With Troy's luck, he buys the house that everybody drives into... And he's wouldn't you just love to see how furious Troy would get? He'd be mad at the real estate agent for not telling him that everybody drives into this house. He'd be mad at the city. He would 100% make all those signs. He would devote his life to his fury.
Elvis bust in 1,000 pieces.
Oh, he'd be mad.
God, I'd be pissed.
They'd run over his Ringo record, and he'd go, it's the only one he would sign. He said one. He said only one.
And you ruined it.
And you ruined it by driving into my house.
Into it.
Well, the first crash actually took out my pickup truck that was parked in the driveway. I believe that was 2012.
The second was in 2021, where News 5 covered a police chase that ended with a car in Gal's kitchen. Then another in 2022, taking out his garage.
This one is still... I can't get homeowners insurance. I currently have insurance, but they've jacked the rates, and if I have one more claim, I'm being dropped.
Gal says his home used to have a guardrail in front of it, but in the early 2000s, it was removed, and the city won't put a new one in place.
That's great. It's a prank. It's a prank. They're like, you know what? We're going to have to remove this guardrail. And he goes, I promise you, there is nothing more practical in this city than having a gate in front of my house. Yeah, we're going to have to take it down. Don't worry, we'll replace it. All right, we got money on what year we're going to get another crash into this fool's house.
So this is just like really bad luck.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this is 100% a scenario where if somebody were to tell me that they've had cars crash into their house 3 times, I'd be biting the inside of my cheek, trying to feign sympathy instead of guffawing, like laughing out loud. It's the greatest thing that's ever happened.
He's so mad.
And of all the people to have it happen to.
This guy who's, you can tell he's prone to fury.
Yeah.
Like, he's genetically predisposed to being absolutely furious. And now he's given an actual reason to be furious. It makes you believe in God, is what it does.
Yeah.
It makes you go like, you know what? I believe in religion because this is this can't be coincidence. This is divine, is what we're seeing. This is divinity.
And this guy can't sell the house. He has signs all over the front. People are crashing into it. Who's going to buy that house?
And now he's doing a news report.
Yeah.
About like, hey, here's the thing about this house. Cars crash into it on the reg. And it's like, well, I know one house I'm not buying.
So is there anything I should know about like the plumbing or?
No, plumbing's fine. Plumbing's fine.
Okay. Any cars ever crash into it?
Yes, frequently. Just hoping they don't have. And before I go, I'm just ready to sign the deed. Real quick, have you ever had a car crash into your house?
Fuck!
Oh, shit! I mean, literally all the time. Nonstop. We can't use that room for fear that a car will crash into us.
Mother Frogger.
Yeah. Oh, you mother Frogger, blank and blank. You got me.
They offered fair market value. Well, I don't have a mortgage. The house is paid off. What can I buy where I won't have to pay that's comparable to where I'm currently living?
Wait a minute. Did he say they've offered him fair market value?
Yeah.
His mortgage is paid off?
Yeah.
But but a lot of times when the state offers you fair market value,
It's not
even close. I know somebody with a beach house that like the state was taking out at all like the front layer beaches, to bring it up, and they were like, "No, we're going to give you, what it's worth, pennies on the dollar."
Yeah,
it was disgusting.
Yeah, I think there's like one like house or apartment like on some street downtown where they just have refused to ever sell, and it's just like skyrise, tiny house.
It's like
skyrise.
It's
like up.
Yeah.
It's exactly like that.
They're hiring a Boy Scout to show up with balloons to finally get that house out of the way.
All he wants is the peace of mind that a car won't come flying through his wall.
As far as I'm concerned, this house has a giant target on the side.
Yep.
And the city has done nothing to alleviate that.
Until he gets it, Gal plans to keep painting.
And so do you think these signs help?
They help me because I don't know what else to do. It's cathartic.
This is where
I like that he admits that it's rage signs.
That's all it is. He's like, if I don't do this, I'm going to kill someone.
Yeah, no. I paint these signs to stop me from killing y'all.
Serenity now.
Serenity now.
Here's the woman with the beautiful voice.
This is where that guardrail used to be and where Gal wants to see a new one. He's hired an attorney and plans to keep adding signs until he sees some change.
There's just a sign that says
response.
idiots.
His neighbors must hate him.
It's
so unsightly.
It's so unsightly. Like, no wonder they're driving cars into the house.
Like, you have to pull into your driveway here, and there's just like a sign that says idiots.
I'm not a crazy person. Cars drive into my house. It's like, yeah, I mean, cars do drive into that guy's house, but he's fucking nuts. Look at all those signs. like it makes you, when you post all those signs in front of your house, it makes you not want to help him because you're like, this guy's just a maniac. And it's like, no, cars really are driving into his house. It's like, yeah, but I mean...
Yeah, but I'm kind of happy it's happening.
Yeah, I don't want to deal with him. Let the cars keep going.
And you kind of want to see it happen again, just see how pissed he could really get.
Right. I mean,
and I'm sure...
you absolutely... Like, when you see him get mad, you're like, oh my God, can you imagine how mad he's going to get? Can you imagine the size of the sign he's going to have to paint the next time a car crashes into that house? We got to do it. We got to leave it. We got to leave it.
That's probably what they're saying at City Hall.
I mean, if going back to being a kid,
we can't give him the guardrail.
If I told you, Troy, if me and you were hanging out, we're 17.
Yep.
If I said middle of the night tonight, we're going to that guy's house, we're painting a bullseye on the corner of his house. You want, like, Troy's face right now is in such jubilation that you want to go do that right now. Forget about being a teenager.
Yeah, that's a great idea. I'm like, Sam, that's a brilliant idea. Let's do it.
You can buy a guardrail for a pretty reasonable price.
Cheaper than? Is it more expensive than a sign?
More expensive than a sign, but not as expensive as I would imagine doing a whole.
Yeah, I would think like I get it.
Construction on a living room.
You want the state to put it in out of principle. Well, also, you would probably not want a hole in your house.
It looks like about $130 at Home Depot. We get you one made out of galvanized steel.
And why wouldn't you just shell out the $130 to get a gate yourself?
So maybe next time he's at Home Depot getting more paint.
Right.
For his signs.
I only check the paint section. It's all I need. Do you have any
Black
oak?
paint.
I need black paint and oak tag.
And you're going to tell me that the boulders in front of his house aren't stopping the cars?
I think he's put those in since.
Okay, so I think the problem's solved.
No, he needs home insurance.
He's got home insurance. It's just very, very, very high.
Yeah, they're going to
one more time they're going to drop him.
One more time they're going to drop. You got to stop with the cars in the house.
Listen, one more car.
That's it.
And that's it.
I'm not doing it.
Like, that does have to be frustrating. Yeah. You know?
Hey, man, just put up a gate. Oh.
Yeah, let's see.
I love him.
Yeah.
Me too.
From the city. Now, we reached out to Cleveland Heights City Hall for a comment, and we're waiting to hear back. Reporting in Cleveland Heights, Adina Busada, News 5.
All right, Nadine tells us that she'll continue to follow through on this story.
Good.
And be sure to let us know if there's a story that you want us to check on.
Okay,
you can
thank you,
fill
buddy.
out the form.
I do. I would love to know exactly why. What is the geography that's making this so prone to cars flying into?
It looked like there was a road that went right into it. So I guess people were not turning either left or right, and they went right through his house.
I mean, it just looks like a T section almost.
Yeah, it's a T, but he's at the top of the T. So
No, it's
people
like-
are drunk and probably just keep...
Whoa, crash! He's sleeping. He knows exactly what the sound is. Oh, God damn it.
Not again!
That sounds like a car in my living room.
And then he gets downstairs and he realizes not only has a car crashed through his house, but it spilled his paint.
He probably knows the sound of a few seconds before the crash,
yeah.
too, like that rumble across the lawn.
No, Crash! Ah!
I mean, you just haven't had
Well,
the night.
there goes my insurance.
Are you happy?
Oh.
Yeah.
He's got rules.
Poor guy.
I would drive into his house. I would want to. You'd want to because you
You'd
want
want
to
to.
because you want to see how mad he's going to get.
I mean, that guy is just riddled with anxiety every single day that it's going to happen again. It's going to happen again.
You know, we were talking about how people wake up in the morning.
Yeah.
He absolutely wakes up in the morning every morning, and all he's thinking about is if one more fucking car drives into my house. Eric in Pennsylvania.
Hey, Sam, what's going on?
What's up, Eric?
Hey, glad to hear you guys are back. I know I missed Jimmy, but at least we got Sammy and the boy. And like the sports thing yesterday, it was like Sam and the Montone dog yesterday. So keep that going. But, Hey, I was telling Troy, that reporter sounds like Trisha Takanawa from Family Guy, doesn't she?
yeah. By the way, you popped Mike big on that.
I had the exact same thought when I just didn't know if we were allowed to say Asian reporter Trisha Takanawa on our air.
But we have a house. I was telling Troy, we got a house that it's been like 3 or 4 times now. Same thing. It gets run into. And the funny thing is, last summer, me and 2 buddies were up at the golf course we belong to. The driving range sits right above his house. So we're at the driving range, and we hear this god-awful bang and, like, all this noise. And then, like, 10 seconds later, you hear, what the fuck? Like, the guy, he put boulders and a split-rail fence in front. The kid in the truck that hit his house went through the fence, over the boulder, and onto his porch. And you could hear him scream from the driving range. It was hilarious.
You gotta be kidding me!
Yeah, he came out very...
I mean, thank you, Eric. That might be added to my list. You know, somebody said there's something about non-lethal automobile accidents that they just tickle me. It just causes so much destruction. It's such an inconvenience. Somebody sent me a video on Twitter. They were like, you know, the same reason I love trucks getting can opened. Obviously, I love when cars drive into houses. Like, that's clear, you know, to everybody. Somebody sent me a video of like this poorly designed roadway where it's a stop sign that goes right into a side street, but it's immediately off a highway exit. So there's just hours of surveillance video of cars slamming into each other.
I feel like I've seen that.
Because they come off at like 40 miles an hour and there's another car at the stop sign right there and they don't realize there's a stop sign. It's the best. Because you're like, what? This isn't my fault. Why would this be like that?
I've seen this.
Cars keep slamming into the wall of this freeway exit. Like,
if this is what you have seen, I'm pretty sure I've seen this.
I mean, it's awesome.
It's a steep turn, yeah.
Yeah, this is it.
the
This is
video
it.
that
Yeah.
I've seen.
Watch it every single time. Like they just go, and then they crack. I love the idea that it's not. It's like because it's so poorly designed. This is showing how awful the curve is.
Oh my God! Man, that guy's flying.
He's
though,
flying.
Right? Yeah.
He's flying.
Sometimes you hit those turns, you don't know how drastic it is.
That's right.
By the way, I found the mosaicked sign that is outside his home.
What does it say?
Oh, good.
Oh, wow. And it's right in front of his driveway, so he can't leave the driveway because there's a sign that says, "This is bullshit." Hey, Mayor Seren, why? Because it's funny? I don't know.
You think he's married?
I don't think so.
His wife has to come home to a "This is bullshit" sign.
she had to leave him if he was.
No, actually, I think that's a quote from his wife as she was walking out the door.
Imagine I have to move your sign to get out of the driveway.
Hang on. Got to move the "This is bullshit" sign.
I'm going to the supermarket. And these are serious signs, too. Look at they're nailed in.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Going to the 7-Eleven, I got to move my "This is bullshit" sign. I mean, yeah, I don't even understand. There's so much blocking it. I think as long as you leave your signs and boulders up, you should be fine, dude.
I hope there's a car that just crashes through all the signs, takes them all out.
Takes every one of them out.
They just go flying up in the air.
Yeah, the boulders do nothing.
The boulders act as a launch ramp.
That's right. That's right. It ends up in his second-story bedroom.
He goes over the house and lands on the other side.
And then the driver's totally fine. He just gets out of the car and going, "Crazy, huh?" Man, that was wild. I mean, it's so funny when you look at the house and you see that the bricks are a different color and you realize it's because the same hole keeps getting made by cars.
I mean, that sucks.
But it rules, too.
Yeah.
It does
sucks
rule.
if it's your house.
Yeah, it really does. I'm going to maintain my discipline.
I was just going to suggest that.
Let's take a break. This is amazing. We got so much more show to do, though, so stay right there. We'll be right back.
Sirius XM, Channel 103. Faction Talk. Channel 103. Faction Talk.
Mashup. And we were going to tape it today. After the show, she comes back to Nazi Amp Studio, and we tape the podcast. We usually do it on Tuesdays. She can't do it today. She has to go home.
Why?
She has lice.
What?
Mm-hmm. That's what she just said.
She has lice.
She says she has lice.
How did she get lice?
The grown woman.
She says because her daughter got lice. Her daughter got lice. She said, "I can't do today. I'm headed home. Her daughter has lice, and apparently so do I." I wrote, "Oh my God." She said, "You can make fun of me tomorrow." I wrote, "You are disgusting."
Oh, that's so gross.
She got a lot of hair too.
No one gets lice.
You know what? We got to shave it.
Yeah.
We got to get rid of that hair because otherwise they'll be there forever. I mean, she's got lice. And you can get lice if your kids get lice, I guess, but
I feel like that's such a 80s or 90s thing.
Do you think Stanley T has lice now?
Is he here?
I think so.
He doesn't have hair.
Oh. You think Ryan has lice?
Definitely. Yeah. And
definitely. And Troy's looking at me like, there's no doubt about it.
There's no other choice.
You know who for sure has lice because he's got a great head of hair.
Oh, Ben, the Australian?
Ben. Yep. Mm-hmm. Their producer.
Because he keeps his hair short, but his head's so big that there's a lot of hair on it.
That's what I was saying.
Well, his head is huge, so like the hair has to cover so much ground.
Seems like a normal size head to me.
It's enormous.
Okay.
And so like that's right. That's right. I mean, the Scottish grandfather would yell at it to get out of the way. Move! Yeah, no, I mean, those lice, I mean, that's like a football field for those lice.
Okay.
They just be running side to side, having the time of their lives. So this is bad news.
I hope Matt has lice.
Oh, can you imagine?
I'd be so happy.
Because Matt is at the point in his life, Nicole's husband, Matt, he's at the point in his life where if he would think that it was okay, he would shave his head to, like, just get rid of it, but then none of his hair would grow back.
No.
You know what I mean? Like, when you get to a certain age, you really shouldn't shave your head anymore because some of it, like, it won't grow back all the same.
Like, do they still check for lice in school? Like, I remember in school, everybody would get checked for lice. They would
get the little plastic thing.
Yeah. Or like a tongue depressor or whatever they're called. Like, then they would, like, move your hair around. But they don't still do that now.
I don't know if they check. I mean, I know it's still a thing. Like, it still pops up in school somewhat, I think. I think it's still a thing that I hear about in my kids' schools, but, like, I mean, my kids...
Like, I think less of you if you have lice.
I would say, yeah. I mean, it's like you're
dirty.
You're dirty, impoverished.
Yeah.
Like, you're just not taking care of your family.
No,
you're like
no.
A street child.
Yeah.
You know, probably like I would imagine the kids who worked in the factories got head lice.
Definitely.
You know?
Yeah.
And that's kind of where I still see it. So now I think of like Nicole's daughter as like a child with a floppy hat with soot on her face. You know,
patches on her jeans.
Yeah, calling everybody governor and asking for tuppence, and it's a terrible way to live.
That's what I think when I think of lice.
That's right. That's right. Like those children are vermin infested.
So she came into work today,
and she just, I don't know, she just texted me and said, I can't do the show today. I have lice.
I wonder if they have to fumigate the studio.
They
Is
better
it like
fumigate
bed
every.
bugs?
I don't know. I don't think they can survive just like.
What about their house? Apartment?
Well, no, I don't think that lice can survive. I think they have to survive on a head. Head! I think they have to.
That's why they're gravitating to Ben.
Yeah, I don't think that they can just exist in fabrics and stuff like that. Because otherwise you'd never get rid of them.
Yeah.
You know, every school would be infested with them all the time. So I think, because all those street urchin that go to public schools.
Head lice cannot survive for long off a human head. They can survive 1 to 2 days off of a host. And then 2 to 4 days with a lower temperature. Okay, they need to feed on blood several times a day to survive. So that's
like Nosferatu. Nicole.
Okay. All right,
Bring
so,
me your daughter.
So even if
By the way,
their
when,
house isn't... What?
When you see Nosferatu,
I need to
you're
say
going to do the voice nonstop.
that's what I've heard.
Bring me your daughter.
I've only heard incredible things.
It's so good.
Yeah. All right, so your house can't get infested with lice because they just die.
They die.
In like 1 or 2 days.
Right. But it's a hell of a 1 or 2 days.
Yeah.
So shout out to Nicole Biggins. She texted me that in confidence.
So, okay. All right, well, I won't tell anyone.
So please, keep it to yourselves. Liz in North Carolina.
Oh, she's so disgusting.
She's gross. Not Liz.
Hey,
Liz, I
boys.
think, is great. Nicole is disgusting.
Yeah, Nicole is gross. Ugh. Can you text her and tell her I hope it doesn't move to the pubic area? I've heard that's worse.
Although I think she keeps that thing clean as a whistle.
You're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah.
You're right. I was going to give a fun fact.
Ooh.
Do you know where the term nitpicker came from?
I'm a little scared, but go ahead.
So it's related to lice. There used to be people who would pick lice out of people's hair, and they were called nitpickers. So
When they eat that,
nitpick,
like
they're
they were
really tedious, like.
because there was it was so prevalent, and there were so many that these guys would just have to sit around getting lice out of people's hair and move on to the next one, move on to the next one. That is gross because they didn't have lice shampoos and all that.
Yeah, light bulb came on for Sam, huh?
Yeah, I just figured it all out. You should see it. My whole head lit up. I don't even understand in the olden days why they would even have hair. It's just disgusting.
Nits can survive for 10 days off of a host, and they hatch above room temperature.
Thank you, Liz.
So they do need to wash all their shit.
Oh yeah. Ugh.
Their pillows are probably full of nits.
What a gross family.
The dog probably has lice.
Wow, you think it traveled that fast?
Yeah, of course. I mean, if it traveled from the daughter to Nicole, why wouldn't it travel to the dog?
That's what she says. Although maybe she's being dramatic and she doesn't have lice. I don't know, but she says she has lice.
I wouldn't admit that to anybody unless I knew 100% sure.
Well, I was in confidence. So I think that's part of it.
Oh, they got bugs all over their house.
So
you think they got scabies in that Biggins house?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They've had scabies multiple times.
For sure.
Carlos in New Jersey. What's up, Carlos?
That's disgusting.
Young Samuel, the Famosas kid. What's going on, bro?
How you doing, dude?
I'm all right. Just want to say real quick, I love Montone stories. I love Troy's fuck stories.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Oh, this is the guy who was mad that I interrupted Troy's fuck story.
Oh yeah, you got to let the man when he's telling one of his patented FS's his fuck stories. You got to let the guy roll, man.
Yep.
Yeah. That wasn't me who called that time. But I love the FS's.
FS's.
On the hero getting booed out of the arena.
Say that again. We lost you in the very beginning of your sentence. What did you say?
I wanted to get your take on the hero who was at Wembley wrestling for the MPC. He got booed out of the arena last night on the Raw premiere. How does that make your heart feel?
I mean, thank you, Carlos. The man, Terry, is a flawed man. I grew up with Hulk Hogan, being a human cartoon character come to life. And like, you want to just let him be that cartoon character. Not so much for him. You know, I don't sit there going like, for him, I want it for myself. You know, because I feel like the boos are a reminder that Hulk Hogan is not the cartoon character that you created in your head. He says horrible things and I mean, really lies a lot, you know? But I swear, and I always walk in.
I'm talking about Metallica's Hulk Hogan?
Former bass player?
Yeah.
I always walk in the eternal optimist. I even said it last night. I was watching with my WWE co-host Megan Morant because we did a podcast. Last night was the Monday Night Raw premiere on Netflix, which was a huge show. I mean, Travis, you turned it back on.
I
right?
watched.
Yeah. I mean, it was just a massive,
beautiful.
Looked amazing. It was in the Intuit Dome, which is like
the coolest place.
I know. I want to go there for something.
Yeah.
So bad, like all the lights and the armrests and the just.
I told you this place was amazing.
It's amazing. Even the backstage vignettes that they
Yeah.
shot, like Roman Reigns walking down that hallway. That hallway looked amazing.
Mm-hmm.
And they, I mean, packed the place out. They kept the aisleway so small. You can see that they kept the stage and like the wall LED situation short so that they could put fans behind it, so that it was
Yeah.
just fans everywhere. And I mean, you know, The Rock came out, The Undertaker came out, everybody was there. It was a massive showing and a great show. And Hulk Hogan came out, and
good for him.
I tell you, they put everything into it. I Am a Real American starts playing, and the song is going to get you jazzed up. I don't care who you are. Mike is, I can tell, just started listening to the song in his own head.
It's an incredible song.
Because when I said I Am a Real American started playing, he literally started bobbing.
Oh, yeah.
It's a great song.
Immediately.
Yeah.
If you hear those chords, ready to go beat the shit out of some Columbia kids.
Well, yeah, sure. I don't know for sure. Everybody interprets music in their own way. Michael Cole and Pat McAfee start losing their minds that Hulk Hogan's coming. I mean, really giving him their all. And I said to Megan, I go, you know what? I'll bet the fans are ready to just live in sort of this suspension of disbelief where they're just cheering the cartoon character.
Here's my childhood hero.
And putting everything else behind the let's cheer the mustache.
I ate my vitamins.
Yeah, exactly. Not even Arsenio Hall Hulk Hogan. I mean, just Madison Square Garden, Hogan beats Iron Sheik. That's who we're talking about. We're talking about WrestleMania 3. Hogan slams Andre, and you can't even go that deep into it because the story that Hogan tells about that match is ridiculous. But I was wrong.
No.
I was wrong. Los Angeles.
They have a memory?
Well, they have a memory. And now, let me tell you something. This crowd was keyed in to all of the Hulkster's activities. Because Hogan's got to turn heel. He's got to do something to lean into these boos. Because I would tell you,
come back. They're not going to have him back.
He's Hogan.
But what's the point of having him back?
I don't know. To just think that maybe.
What, does he come back once every 5 years? He's 72. Can't even rip his shirt anymore.
He rips most of it. It's almost all the way.
He walked backstage and it was hanging off his body.
Because the seam is, because it doubles up at the bottom. You know where the seam is? It folds over. So now it's like ripping two shirts. No one can do that.
I don't care who you are.
No one is ripping two shirts at the same time. You can't rip through the seam. I mean, we can hear some of it if you want. He got booed.
Holy hell! Holy hell!
There's some cheers.
There's people standing cheering.
Wow.
Just keep on coming with Jimmy Hart.
What a Pat McAfee and Michael Cole doing God's work.
Okay, the cheering is stopped.
It's still. Don't cup your ear. Hogan's cupping his ear.
If it wasn't for Hulk Hogan, we would not be here tonight.
That's the tagline, right?
Yep.
Like everything Hogan contributed to the business. Like, they're feeling the nostalgia. Again, a suspension of disbelief, and that's required for pro wrestling.
I have another video.
Well, I was gonna say, I thought the music was because once the music stops is when.
Oh.
Yeah, no. This is fine.
Okay. You sure?
It's representative. No.
Jimmy Hart. Just playing the part.
We like America, right, guys? America? He's literally waving an American flag. Like, is there anything we can do?
Well, let me tell you something, brother.
No, it's the tagline.
You know something, maniacs? I've been in this business for over 40 years, and the greatest part of my life was being
That's where you got tripped
part
up.
of this great WWE, guys.
Yeah, because later on he says his greatest tag team partner in all of wrestling was all of you, and he points to the audience.
And then they
they
turned?
booed him.
Oh.
They booed him. And it's like... Yeah.
I mean, he's still a legend. Right?
Yeah, but you know what? Sometimes legends die.
Imagine this is your legacy.
Well, you know how hard you have to work. I mean, Hulk Hogan was such a larger-than-life character. I mean, what a complicated life.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah.
That you could... Because that's what's happening. People are just too aware of what's going on behind the curtain. And it's not the Hulk Hogan they grew up with. It's not Hulkamania.
I mean, the lying is funny, right? Don't you think a little bit like he lies, and but it's the racism that got
Racism is tough.
Yeah.
Racism is tough. Yeah.
And those Gawker videos.
Well, I mean
that
Kim Kardashian made a career out of it.
No, I know.
And that kind of leans a little bit more in his direction, doesn't it?
No, I don't think so. No, I don't think anybody's over there going like, "Oh, you know what I like him from."
Well, because of the penis, because it was so big.
That's not. This is
Because it was so big.
Those are points.
But then he goes into court and he's talking about the penis of the character versus the penis of the real man. It's just
that's weird.
There's a lot going on.
Yeah,
you know. So
I hope he can bounce back.
I mean,
bounce back. He's 72.
I know, but I don't want to see him go out like this.
Look, he looks great for 72.
He's not going to be like Johnny Cash. Have some like career resurgence.
You might. Maybe he'll do it out with Rick Rubin.
Rick Rubin loves pro wrestling.
Yes, he does.
He's a huge pro wrestling
yes,
fan.
He does.
So maybe, by the way, all right, enough of this. Enough of this negativity.
Okay.
Do you have the Rock's entrance?
I mean, I don't have it.
Look it up, because I'm tired of the negativity. I'm sorry. I should try. I didn't know this was going to occur to me, but it occurs to me right now. So you're going to have to find it. And I'm sure it's, easy to find on Twitter or whatever. Because you talk about a pop? Oh, let me tell you something. They love The Rock.
I heard it.
And you know what? I love The Rock.
Understandably so.
Matter of fact, in this room, we love The Rock.
We do.
Troy, do you love The Rock?
I love The Rock.
Travis, you love The Rock?
I love The Rock.
Mike, you love The Rock?
Absolutely.
Good. Listen to the ovation for the great one.
Hang on, I still have booing going on in the back.
That's not for The Rock.
Yeah, we don't want to get confused.
No, that's not for The Rock. Listen.
Oh,
okay.
That's not it.
I mean, look, that's a good soundtrack too.
Yeah.
I knew.
See, I would turn on Netflix, but something happens with this computer where it just like turns off when you open Netflix.
Because they don't want you sloughing off at work.
It's so weird.
They don't want you sloughing off watching Netflix at work. Especially because Netflix is so lit now.
Netflix is lit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Here it is.
They put it on their
Yeah,
YouTube? Yeah, that makes sense. It was awesome. Listen to that! You hear? It's electric.
That's not what Hogan got.
I don't remember that. I just remember this. Oh, look at him coming out. Wait till he hits the arm. The goosebumps. Got a little stubble, a little 5 o'clock shadow.
What's with the glasses?
Yeah, because he's an awesome dude. That's what with the glasses.
His arms. Holy shit.
Look at the goosebumps. Slap it. The mana. Oh. It's great. It's great.
It's kind of what Hogan got.
Don't worry about that. They also, The Rock's the only one that got this shot, too. That's cool. Yeah, and then he gets in there and he puts over...
Got his fake belt.
That's not fake. That was given to him by the family of Muhammad Ali. That's not fake at all. That's the People's Championship.
It means nothing.
Yes, it does. It means everything. It's about the people. What are you talking about? It means nothing.
Do people fight for it?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, somebody's going to fight The Rock. You fight The Rock. Sure.
Okay.
People fight for it. Yeah, oh, yeah, they're going to fight. Guess what's going to happen? They're going to eat a rock bottom if they fight for it. They know. That's the final boss. The only reason nobody fights for it is look who they got to fight. Troy, would you fight that guy?
Hell no.
No. He would eat you for lunch.
Look at those arms.
Look at him giving Ari Emanuel a kiss on the head because he's The Rock. And you know what he did? He got in the ring and he put over 3 people. He put over Roman Reigns. He put over Cody Rhodes. And he put over Ted Sarandis from Netflix.
I saw.
That's my guy, dude. I love it. Hey, real quick. Let's go to Laura in Alabama. What's up, Laura? Laura, you there?
Hello.
Hey.
I am. I'm so happy to call into the
show.
Not Sam Wrestling Show. Love it.
I knew it would happen. Look, there's a big cultural event. I talk about it for 7 minutes, and people, I knew it. The minute Jim's out of the room, that's all he wants to talk about.
Ruined my life.
Listen, it's the People's Champion, okay? It's The Rock, for God's sake.
I gotcha.
All right.
Well, I'm calling in defense of the disgusting Nicole Biggins. Her past got to be a puzzle.
Mm-hmm.
But listen, lice are, I'm a vet, lice are species specific, so they're not going to jump off her daughter or her and infect if they have pets. I don't know. Vice versa, they're not going to jump off a dog or a cat and infect a human. So, Matt might be safe with if he's got crabs.
Shave his head.
The same species. So, shave his pubes.
Shave his pubes.
Everything's good.
Everything's okay.
Clean
She's
all the
just a
linen.
disgusting person.
Yes, she is. Absolutely.
Okay, good. And you're a professional, Laura. You're a vet, so you are the. And Nicole goes to see a vet every 6 months. So thank you, Laura.
All right, thanks, bud.
All right. Gross. We're gonna. Yeah, she's disgusting, and we're gonna try to get away from that energy as quick as possible. We're wrapping it up for today. The show will continue to evolve. Make sure you're tuned into it tomorrow. If you missed any of this morning's show, the first hour will replay after the break, and of course, you'll be able to listen to the entire show on demand on the SiriusXM app. Very quickly. It would be more quick, but Travis said he likes to spite the audience. That's what he said, and it's not cool, but. Whatever, that's his beef.
I'm in charge.
Yeah, and he put signs out in front of his office. It said, this is bullshit. All right, we'll see you guys tomorrow.
SiriusXM Channel 103. Faction Talk. It's been quite a year on Nordy and Robs, or Daddy and the Boy. I mean, Jim and Sam.
SiriusXM on your radio dial.
And while a lot of time was spent on the things we hate,
I hate college alumni.
Wow. It's time to revisit some of the things that gave us eargasms in 2024.
Every kind of gasm in the book.
What the hell is this? From our favorite interns.
I like that they have chocolate custard and then chocolate cake. Rich, what's the difference between those?
You don't ask me.
To our favorite guests.
When it's time for Kenny G to get romantic, would you put your own music on to be romantic?
No.
And all the laughs in between.
It's like me, after comedy don't work, I turn into a hook. I lose weight, get a BBL, get some back teeth.
This is the best of the year on Jim Norton and Sam Roberts.
This is why you do the show. Synergy. To bring people together.
Absolutely.
Happy Thursday. Welcome to Jim Norton and Sam Roberts. We are concluding our trip down memory lane, specifically the exit marked 2024 today. Yes, this is the last day for the best of 2024. Over the last 2 weeks, we've been listening to some of our favorite things that happened all year long. If you missed any of the shows, there were a ton of them. They were all great, chock full of content. You can go to the SiriusXM app and get all of the entire catalog. You can celebrate the entire catalog of the best of 2024 Jim Norton and Sam Roberts shows. Just look them up on the app. Today, we got a barn burner of a show, and we start, and I've said this with a couple of people, and I mean it with all of them, but we start with Miss Pat. Miss Pat is just, she lights up the room. Miss Pat is one of those guests, and it's rare that everybody gets legitimately excited. Everybody in the room gets happy as soon as Miss Pat shows up. And she showed up and she showed out. Let's start the final day of the best of 2024 for Jim Norton and Sam Roberts with Miss Pat. Good to see you again, Miss Pat.
It's good to see you too. Hey.
How are you?
Just fine.
Let me ask you before we even start, that we just heard Tie a Yellow Ribbon. What do you think that song is about?
That song there?
Yeah.
That sounds like a Christmas song to me.
I think it is a Christmas. I think it is about Christmas.
Because I was like, why y'all playing Christmas music?
That's where it's just in the spirit.
I'm a Christmas freak. I put about 9 trees. I go all out.
When do you start?
Huh?
When do you start?
I actually start in October.
Really? Before Halloween?
Yes. I just put the tree up and let it breathe and fluff itself out. Sure. And my husband loses his damn mind every time.
Is it a real tree or fake?
No, I don't do real trees.
Yeah, I do fake tree.
Yeah. I do. But I get them on sale at the end of the year. So this year I'm going to put up 8. And I hired a professional tree putter upper.
Mm-hmm. Really?
Yes.
So you get the trees on sale, and then you hire somebody to put them up.
Yes.
Okay.
To decorate them, because I don't want to decorate them like they would decorate when I was a kid, all ghetto and crap, throwing rice on them and shit. So I get somebody to come in and decorate them like they belong in a White House or the White House.
Sure.
So is this because Christmas was special growing up, or are you doing things that you couldn't do when you were a kid?
This is because I'm doing things I couldn't do. We never had a tree, so I just fell in love.
What did you throw the rice at?
We threw it at each other. Okay. Nobody was getting married. But my mama used to always play Christmas music, and like we would listen to like black Christmas music, like what's his name? Santa Come to the Ghetto. Who was that? Jane Brown.
Okay.
But Santa never came to the ghetto. No. And we didn't have a chimney, so that was a lie. Yeah. So I said, when I grow up, I'm going to get all the stuff that Santa going to do. So I have a chimney, and I'm going to have 8 Christmas trees.
You love it.
That's my favorite holiday. I go nuts over Christmas.
I love the idea of buying a house with a chimney, specifically because it's like, no, we're going to need a spot for Santa.
Yes.
So let's make sure there's a chimney here.
But now kids know Santa ain't real. They just say, Mama, buy me this.
Oh,
yeah.
Do you deny it, or do you go?
No, you can't lie no black kids. We gonna tell them no. Ain't no tooth fairy. I took your teeth and gave you $2, but I'm gonna need them back for gas. my mom used to always say, "Why would I pay you for your damn teeth when I ain't got no teeth?"
Yeah. Well, it's a much more pragmatic approach.
I don't know what pragmatic approach means, but mama say all the time your daddy knocked my teeth out. He didn't pay me, so why am I paying you for teeth you lost on your own?
So you love Christmas unironically, like you just enjoy it. Do you is it like the day that you look forward to, or is it just like the whole month?
It's the whole month.
Yeah.
November, December. I love Christmas. I do. I mean, literally, I got 8 Christmas trees.
Yeah. I love Christmas too. It's always a bummer after, like, you can kind of extend it that week after Christmas, but then after New Year's, you realize
you look ghetto. You need to take that man
They have
down.
to come down.
I pay somebody to take it down. Now, my husband take it down. It sickens him. And I buy really nice gifts. Like, I want to see every year I change my colors. So that's why I shop at the end of the year. But my paper have to match the theme. You ever go with somebody's Christmas tree and their Christmas tree like red and white and they got blue wrapping paper on? No. Everything has to match.
Yeah.
Really.
So you have one of those like picturesque sort of 8 trees and all the wrapping paper. It looks like something out of a catalog.
It looked like somebody. That's what it's going to look like this year.
Wow.
Yeah.
What are the colors this year?
Blue and white downstairs.
Okay.
Mickey Mouse upstairs.
Oh.
And black and gold downstairs.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Wow, so
it's all themed.
It's themed, and on the front door it's traditional, red, green, and white. And then I have a pool house, so I don't know what color we're going to do out there yet.
But you're going to do something.
Yes, because we're going to take Christmas pictures out there.
Oh, that's wonderful.
When do you take the stuff down? Because sometimes I do leave it up too long, but it's out of laziness. It's not out of holiday spirit.
No, it had to come down by New Year's.
It has to come down by New
you go right away.
Yeah, but the people I'm hiring this year, they come back and take it down. Or either my
Gotcha.
husband will take it down. He can't stand it. He gets so tired of the glittery. He look like a fairy been in his damn house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
January 1st or 2nd.
Yeah,
Has
that's.
to
I mean,
come out.
I've left it up until February, but it's not because
That's
it's just
horrible.
laziness.
That's horrible.
Usually when people leave it up that long, it's because they're in jail. Was you in jail?
Never. One night, but yeah, that had nothing to do with the tree. You
sure?
I just don't. I just get late. You would love Mick Foley. I mean, you know, Mick Foley has the wrestler has a. What is he? He's like obsessed with Christmas.
Is he?
Yeah. Doesn't he have year round have Christmas stuff in his
He has
house?
a Christmas room in his house that he keeps decorated for Christmas all year long, and he'd be on the road like as a wrestler doing all these like horrific things, like using barbed wire and jumping off shit and like having broken bones. And then when he'd get in the car to drive to the next town, nothing but Christmas music.
What?
All year long, Christmas music.
Oh.
That's a lot.
Somebody did something to him on Christmas. I ain't that crazy. Not no Christmas. Oh, that is him. Lord have mercy.
I mean, this is like July.
Wow.
Okay, this is whenever he need. And then you know what he started doing after he was wrestling? After he was done wrestling, he dyed his beard and his hair, and he became Santa Claus.
Well, I can
like
see
he
that.
went to Santa school.
Well, he needed another job.
That's true. He got to work.
It's like me, after comedy don't work, I turn into a hook. I lose weight, get a BBL, get some back teeth, and become Jim Escort.
Actually, Jim prefers his escorts without back teeth, so you might want to.
Yeah, but I already pay well.
Okay.
I always tip.
I know, I heard. Looking forward to that, Jim.
Speaking of jail, do you have any perspective on why an individual would need 1,000 bottles of lube? Why would a person need 1,000 bottles of lube or baby oil?
Well, I'm gonna say this. That's a black man, and we get very ashy. So I'm gonna, in Puff Daddy defense, we're gonna say he was keeping the ash down because most of his guests was black people, and I don't know if you ever seen a Negro straight out of the water, but once we dry, we get a little flake in the whiteness on us, and so I don't know what lube do, but I do know what baby oil do.
You think that would? It's because he's very ashy. That's
Ashy.
Yeah, okay.
You could be a lawyer. You know, I didn't realize you could.
Yeah. If it don't slip, it must have quit. You know, the crazy part is the only reason I was mad. Well, I ain't gonna say the only reason, but what I didn't understand is, you know, did you buy this baby oil during the pandemic when we needed baby oil around America?
There was a shortage.
Because it was all at Puff Daddy house.
It's all pandemic baby oil.
Yes. I'm like, was that pandemic? Because, you know, people bought tissue like crazy.
Yeah.
And then they still got tissue. So I'm like, he had to buy this during pandemic.
It might have been.
Yes.
And he's still going through his pandemic stock.
Yeah. But my thing is, you know what the black community want to know is why is baby oil have to go into evidence?
Why'd you have to take it?
Yeah, no. Why we gotta say that man had 1,000 bottles of? I've never heard a black person with more than 2 bottles of lotion at a time.
Sure.
And oil, but I guess it was a big house. He wanted to make sure everybody looked good.
You don't want to have to keep going to the store all the time. It's like if we have the room.
It take us about 3 months to get through 1 bottle of baby oil.
Okay.
If you just rubbing it on your legs and your arms, and I don't know. You know,
maybe he's like you with Christmas. Like we didn't have it as a kid and wanted to just be able to buy as much as he has.
You're saying P. Diddy loves
P.
baby
Diddy.
oil
You're talking
the
about
way
a
Miss Pat
billionaire.
loves Christmas.
But as a kid, maybe he didn't have it. Like you're making up for, like you said, as a kid you didn't have it, so you buy 8 trees because you can, and you love maybe he loves baby oil, and he couldn't. He didn't have it as a kid.
Was he drinking it? Was he? I don't know. I just say what I say is Johnson & Johnson must love Puff Daddy.
Yeah, they're panicking. Their stock's going to go down because if he goes to jail, he's going to buy all this baby oil.
Who?
Johnson & Johnson.
We still gonna buy baby oil.
It'll be all right.
We just ain't gonna use it for whatever he was using it for.
Were you surprised they didn't give him bail?
I was very surprised.
Yeah, I was too.
But after they took down Harvey Weinstein or whatever his name is, once they get the white man, black people, you don't stand a chance. We already know that. They took that when they took down Bill Cosby, and then they came and said, "Oh, every black folk complain. You gotta go get somebody white." And then you took down Harvey Weinstein.
Yeah,
everybody gonna fall. I
Yeah.
just want to see who next. I want to know why you got to be that freaky. And what's a freak off?
That's the question.
Well, I mean,
everybody wants to know.
A freak off is from
I
what
know you would know.
I do know. Yeah, I've never been
You
to
been
one.
to Diddy party?
I would love to have gone to a party. I was never invited.
You shouldn't say that out loud, sir.
Well, not for.
I can't see your little white ass greased up. Boy, you small too. They'd have been juking you and everybody. Look at this deal, though. It talk. You got to be careful what you say. You're reaching people. You don't want to go to a Diddy party.
You wouldn't do well.
From what I understand, the freak parties were that he would get male escorts. Freak offs, yeah, to have sex with women that he was dating or other girls, and he would jack off and watch and probably participate. I mean, there's no way you watch for 3 days without jumping in. That's what I think.
I mean,
they
but
were.
there's a lot of rumors of him doing things with other artists now as well.
Oh, yeah. All the rappers are a little spicy.
Yeah, I think he dabbled. There's rumors for years that he might have dabbled.
They all dabble. When you get that much money, it's nothing else to buy. So what do? You buy 1,000 bottles of baby oil.
Sure.
And now what are we going to do with all this baby oil? Let's get some rappers off.
Well, they should give it to the Goodwill.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, they should donate it and let people buy it, and it should come out Diddy oil.
Diddy oil.
It could probably be worth a lot of money later.
I bet people would. I mean, if they did one of those police auctions for all the Diddy baby oil, there are collectors that would pay top dollar for it.
Yeah.
And they end up on one by one on eBay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did people know that he was fucked up though? Like I know very little about him other than
I don't know Diddy.
Like no, but was there rumors going around? Like
yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's rumors going around about you, Jim, but I don't pay
Probably true.
I'm lying. Everybody know you don't like to touch people.
I'm not very huggy.
You're not a huggy guy? No, once you start touching,
kiss?
it's going...
Oh yeah, my wife. I mean, sure, but
You married?
Yes.
When?
2.5 years.
Oh, you didn't know. It was a secret for a little while.
I was quiet about it publicly until she got her paperwork, yeah. But she's
paperwork.
What the fuck? She's from another country. She's from Norway.
You Donald Trump some bitch. Really, you married?
You met her on the cruise, but it was brief because you had a lot of people with you on the cruise. Everyone was but you met her on the cruise briefly. You might not remember. It was in
Can I say something? Don't take it the wrong way.
I won't.
Because about 4 years ago, I just seen you with a hooker. So to know.
Oh yeah, it was probably her.
Oh my God.
This is mind-blowing. You thought the Diddy thing was crazy. This is nuts.
I did not know you was.
Yeah.
I'm getting choked up.
For 2.5 years. But yeah, there was a lot of hookers in the past too. I mean, like an endless amount.
Well,
yeah.
I didn't know they was hookers until you told them.
Oh yeah.
I just thought it was a bunch of.
If they were attractive and they were with me, they were hookers.
Is she attractive?
I think so. Yeah.
She is attractive.
And was she from Norway?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
You.
It's like there's so many questions. You're like,
I ain't gonna ask them on air. I want to be invited back. Well, congratulations.
Oh well, thank you. Yeah, we haven't had a wedding. We just did it
You don't
at
need
City
a wedding.
Hall.
It's such a waste of.
It is, right? She wants one, but I'm like up in the air. I don't care if we do it or
But
not.
she from Norway. You got to fly her people in.
yeah.
Yeah.
You
so
think weddings are?
Zoom.
You think weddings are a waste of money, but you hire somebody to decorate 8 Christmas trees?
It doesn't cost a wedding.
That's probably true.
Not the type of wedding these girls want. They
true.
want trains that last for 6 miles.
Yeah,
that's
they
true.
want 12 layers of cake. They want a $1 million ring on their finger. It's such a waste of time.
Jim's wife does like the finer things. She likes fancy stuff.
Yeah, she likes a gentleman's accommodations.
Oh, yeah.
But you were right. The first thing you thought of was flying people in from another country. That's exactly it. I don't
Yeah.
have to
But you
fly
can
in.
always do that on Zoom.
Yeah.
And put the cake up to the TV. Let me know if y'all taste it. Can you smell it? That is the cheapest way. Go to get you a public cake and have them stack 3 on top. It's such a waste of time. It's a waste of money. Because, I mean, you're inviting people that don't really give a crap about you getting married. Maybe you invite 300, maybe 20 care about you really getting married. Everybody else is just there to look. and look good for themselves and eat your food and bring shitty gifts.
There's nothing worse than a bad wedding food. Like when you go to a good wedding and it's like it's because there's no pressure on you. You just showed up and the food is great. It's fun. I like going to weddings, but there's nothing more painful than a fucking wedding with bad food.
Well, you're not gonna get too much bad wedding food at a black wedding because everything is in them silver pans. So what's in them silver pans is pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if it's a wedding on a budget, you know Auntie cooked that food, so it's gonna be pretty dang
good food.
Yeah.
There is something about going to a wedding when you look around and you're like, oh, they wanted a nice wedding, but they didn't want to spend a lot of money.
And that's how it should be. I tell people all the time, don't waste your money on a wedding. You know, put that money, buy a house.
With the chimney.
With a chimney.
Yeah.
Don't even put it in the ring because there have been times I got financially scrapped and I got my first ring from the Shane Company and I think we paid like $4,000 and they gave me $150 for it. So, you know, don't even put it in the ring. Buy you a house.
Yeah.
You know, something that's going to make you a little bit of money. Don't even buy no car.
You know what, though? Jim's doing very well for himself.
I'm doing okay. I'm doing okay.
Jim's doing very well.
I know Jim is doing very well.
We define very well differently. I'm doing okay.
He's doing quite well.
I know you're doing very well.
Yeah, very well. I'm doing financially.
Bill Burr's doing very well. I'm doing
good. That's a difference.
I'm talking to the people out here on the radio who on the way to work this morning. I'm not talking about Jim Norton. He can afford $1 million wedding. It's just a tax write-off for him.
Yes, he can.
I'm just talking about the people who want a $50,000 wedding but only don't have the money to do it.
Right.
You know, and then go on TikTok and learn how to do your own stuff for your wedding. I built the house off of TikTok.
You built the house yourself?
Well, not physically, but I became my own GC just watching, and it's 15,000 square feet.
How is the house? Is it good? Is it nice? I mean, did it work well?
It's beautiful.
Did you have it built or just renovate it?
No. It was a house there. I bought 7 acres. I knocked the house down. I hired an architect, and everybody's like, "You should hire a GC." And I said, "I don't want a GC. They're gonna take about 15% of my budget, and I'm paying cash." So I went on TikTok, and I'm not lying. It took me about a year. I just kept sending the architect, "I want this in my house. I want that in my house." Then I found somebody to frame it, and I had the concrete poured. I pulled all the permits. I did everything myself.
Wow, you filed all the paperwork and did all that stuff. Wow. Was it a nightmare?
Some of it was. I sued about 3 contractors. They come in and they think you're a woman. I'm about it. You're not going to take my money.
Right.
You know, so I had a few